Soldier.
Dave, hit the button.
The intro's gone. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? all my video clips are gone, bro.
Oh shit, it is.
I gotta put it back up. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Spirits of Spirits, Season 3, Episode 12, entitled To the Haunt of Florida. I am the host with the least, David.
Strange.
It is strange. I'm just waiting for the intro to upload. And I'm going to go ahead and play it because I'm the technical director, and that's how shit works.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so great.
Who, me? No, I just have my thumb in my ass waiting for this intro to go. Okay, now it's ready. I'm going to play the intro now since I spent time working on it. We'll be back in a minute.
We'll be back in a minute and a half. Welcome in, everybody, to Spirits of Spirits, Season 3, Episode 12, The Haunts of Florida. I am your very giggly host tonight.
Yeah, the very first host with the most.
And your host, I don't know if I should call you the host with the most.
Son of a bit. I'm pissed, bro. That I spent time working on that.
Your host.
The host.
I'm demoting him. He's back to co-host.
I've been demoted back to co-host. Fuck that guy.
Oh shit, it's WrestleMania tonight. Damn, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. No wonder nobody's watching.
Of course, all our fans, we're going up against WrestleMania.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Ryan.
Oh, thanks for turning favor stopping it. I appreciate it. But good old Rich. But yeah, that is your host with the most, Mr. David Lowe. Oh man, the Haunts of Florida day has gotten you good. Oh my lord, that was funny. I like a laughing so hard I'm sweating.
Grandson.
He got me over here burning calories.
Gonna get an ab workout tonight.
How'd you get those abs? But still, have you ever seen me and Dave show?
In the show. You ever actually watch the show?
Oh Lord, yes. I love it. Only do we fuck up so often live.
I know, but we're all about the one take. So
We're all about the one
we're
take,
all
man.
about
We
the one
are
take. You know,
completely raw. Even on our episodes for Scare Network TV,
Yep.
we are one take. So if we
One
fuck
take.
up that show,
Yeah.
you get nothing but raw with us. We don't try to hide our anythings,
No.
and it's usually pretty funny when it happens. So enjoy them.
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing I do is, cut out the very beginning before the intro starts and cut out the very end if we leave it on for too long. But everything in the middle from bell to bell is everything goes, including the 10-minute period where I had the sheriff knocking on the door.
I'm just sitting there going,
And John's just quiet. I wonder if I can hear anything. And he's
I can't hear nothing, Dave.
can't hear nothing. That's because I was
Louder, damn it.
tell it, yeah, come back to the other door.
That was a funny thing.
Here.
Why?
And I was like, somebody is knocking on my door.
Knocking on the door. Oh, they're in for a rude awakening. I can't even open that door.
That door hasn't been opened in 10 years. There's no way.
I'm not even sure if I can open that door anymore.
I'm like, I can't the way it is right now where my desk is. There's no way that door's opening. I'd be like, go around.
Oh shit, that was hilarious.
But anyway, whether you watch us on our favorite live cast channels, and I want to thank StreamYard for that. They put us up on YouTube at Spirits with Spirits, Facebook at Spirits with Spirits JD, and at Twitch at Spirits with Spirits.
Yeah, think about switching off Twitch and going back to Twitter.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that too. Instead of Twitch.
Yeah. I'm thinking about getting rid of the Twitch, and I know all our Twitch fans out there are gonna be upset, but there's always YouTube and there's always Twitter. I know you guys have both of those subscriptions, but I'm thinking about putting this back on Twitter and
exactly. I'm picking up what you're putting down there, bro. But also, speaking of which, we have Anchor that helps us out, which is now called Spotify for podcasting. They recently changed their name.
Well, Anchor's been part of Spotify for a long time. Just want to throw it out there.
Yeah. Well, they're connected to Spotify, but yeah, Anchor changed their name, so they're no longer called Anchor.
Yes,
called Spotify for podcasting. And what they do is they take the audio portion of our live cast and put it out on podcast channels like Spotify, Google Podcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Apple Podcast, and we're also now on iHeartRadio and Amazon Music. So I want to thank Spotify podcasting,
Johnny,
and John for setting us up with that. And while we're at it, Scare Network TV, I want to thank them so much for allowing us to put our faces for radio on their network. So if you guys haven't already, join them. Get a subscription to scarenetwork.tv. They're on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple, or you can just go to their website, scarenetwork.tv. It's $4.99 a month or $40 for a year. You save $20.
$20.
And you get all their content that they keep adding. It's thrillers, true crime, paranormal documentaries, classic horror movies. It's awesome. So
Dave did the fine print because he's making up for his fiasco at the beginning of the show. I gotta say something about Anchor though, because Anchor, as long as I've been doing this show, I've always used Anchor. And they've been great. Because they've always been part of Spotify. Like Anchor, their big thing was Spotify, and I love Spotify. And I love the fact that they're pretty much completely merged now. But the fact that they are Spotify for podcasters now, that they still open it up to where you can still put your voice out there to multiple sites by just
Yeah.
adding in the URL and everything,
Yep.
and still be able to promote yourself on other places besides Spotify. I just find that amazing. Like they want you to succeed, which is why we promote them so much. Because I mean, they're there with you from the beginning when you have no idea what you're doing, and as you get better and grow, they actually help you continue with that growth. Holly, what's up? Holly's on, Dave.
What's up, my girl?
Always appreciate Holly showing up. Uh, and we got a bot in the chat too. That's awesome.
Yeah. Which is another reason why we might want to get rid of Twitch.
Yeah, exactly. Florida, here for it. It's it's a bucket place. It's a bucket place.
Yeah.
So we got 3 locations. Well, we had 4 locations. Of course,
we had 4. Yeah, we had
exclusive
4.
exclusive
One on
for
Scare
Scare Network.
Yeah.
Then we got
And
3
that was
locations.
awesome. We had
That's gonna be talked about again. Let's just say that. Let's
yes.
put that out there.
Yeah.
Probably season 4, but it's gonna be talked about again.
Yeah.
But we got 3 great locations lined up for you now. We got the St. Augustine Lighthouse. Who hasn't heard about that place?
Yeah.
We
One of
got
my favorite spots on the planet.
yeah, dude. I fell in love with this place. Like I fell in love with this place probably what 18 years ago, 20 years ago when it first aired on Ghost Hunters.
Yeah.
And I've been looking at that place ever since.
Holly's been there, bro.
Man, oh, I am so jealous of Holly right now. So jealous. And again, and it's not just the paranormal aspect that makes me want to go to that lighthouse. That lighthouse looks freaking amazing.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to talk about 2 haunted hotels located in Florida. We got the Vinoy Renaissance in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Yep.
Which is a beautiful hotel. And if
Yep.
you know anything about Renaissance are owned by the Marriott. So if you got a Marriott Rewards member, use your points. It'll be worth it. It is epic. I don't even know it was haunted when I went, but now that I know, it makes so much sense. I love that. And then, of course, we're also going to talk about the Miami Biltmore, not the Baltimore, like I was calling it when we were doing our pregame. The Biltmore Hotel in, of course, Miami. Is it Miami? No, you said something else. Where were you? It's not Miami.
Well, it's actually in Coral Gables.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in Coral Gables, but that's a suburb of Miami. It's like right there. So, yeah, the places that I did research on, a lot of them list it as the Biltmore Coral Gables, but there are some that still call it the Biltmore Miami. So,
either way, it's Coral Gables. Yeah, that's another place I think
I remember the last time you guys dove into St. Augustine and that was brought up. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Because we
talked about St. Augustine, the city itself, and had quite a few locations that we talked about there.
That was when we were ambitious and we did like, let's do 10 spots and
10 spots.
St. Augustine.
6.5 hours.
Yeah, 6.5 hour episode. And we were like, so what is the spot?
There are 10s, Dave.
10. But that was before we were actually scoring. So
yeah, it was.
So now that we're scoring them with the lowdown process, we want to like some of these things that we want to bring back. Yeah. And we were gonna do, we'd planned on doing Florida. So I'm like, I want to do St. Augustine Lighthouse.
Yeah, Dave was pretty adamant about doing St. Augustine. He's like, we're still doing it St. Augustine. I was like, do we want to? Because we're also doing our look backs episodes. And we're thinking about, maybe this is a look back, but Dave was pretty adamant about talking about it when we talked about the state of Florida. And that fort was amazing, Holly. Yeah, that's another place probably worth talking about again too. So, but we are doing some look back episodes, but those look back episodes will actually be exclusives on Scare Network television.
Not
Some of our look back, some past episodes where we didn't score them.
But yeah, we'll yes, as you guys know, we prepare for our summer break where we have our mid-season finale, which right now, as of this point, our mid-season finale is going to be June 11th,
11th, yep.
and then we will return on August 13th. And that is, as long as days off don't change and things don't
Yeah.
happen. But during that time,
Don't leave.
no, we won't leave.
Oh, we won't leave.
We're just gonna take a break. But so the live stream will not be going on during that time, but we will continue to put
Laura.
content on network TV so that we don't lose momentum with them.
Yeah, and that helps people who watch the live stream who've missed episodes. They can go back onto the YouTube page and catch past episodes and get caught up. But yeah, and just to say that we're on vacation doesn't mean you won't see some content on Facebook or something in the community on the YouTube page or something like that me and Dave might throw on there. But we will be taking pretty much 8 weeks off in the middle of summer, spend time with the family and things like that to kind of
Anniversaries,
anniversaries, me getting married.
Yeah.
All the good
honeymoon. It's pretty soon. It's going to be anniversaries for both of us, bro.
Yes, that's right. Except you'll be hitting like 30 and I'll be hitting 1. So
oh yeah. But that's okay. It doesn't matter because they say in life to live every day like it's your last, but in marriage you live every day like it's your first.
Yes. Absolutely.
So
that's a good one, Dave. I want to remember that.
Thanks,
I got
bro.
Valky right.
I need royalties for that. If you put that out and make money, that quote's all me.
That's all you.
Yep.
Go put that on a shirt.
Put that on the shirt. Spirits are spirits. Live every day like first.
Treat every day we look at this and watch our show like it's your first time. Who the fuck are these guys?
What the fuck is going on with these guys? All right. So what are you drinking tonight? You still got your usual Guinness going on?
Yeah, like I said, it's hard to go away from that and go buy something new because I'm cheap. When you
did buy a flat of it, so you're covered for a little while.
Yeah, I gotta go to Costco again.
I figured you're getting low.
Not an official sponsor, let me tell you. I'm trying. I'm trying.
Yeah, Guinness. So I got another new one. So I'm always grabbing something new.
Dangerous.
Yeah, got that right.
Always want to play.
So so right I have now is something called Red Pony Lager.
Yeah, you didn't make a weird face when we were on the other show.
It's from Dust Bowl Brewing Company. Based out of Turlock.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah. And I like it. It's pretty good. It's a solid lager. It's pretty basic. It's not anything to write home about, but it's not bad.
Yeah. I think the only ones nowadays that I really truly shy away from is the IPAs. I'm down to try new lagers and ports and of course stouts and things like that. It's the IPAs, man. I don't like them. I'm not an IPA guy.
I agree, bro. I am not an IPA fan. And but yeah, boy, that porter that I got. Oh yeah, that was so bad. That was probably one of the worst beers I've ever tasted. And so yeah, I'm still sitting with 3 of them in my pantry.
Give them to your friends.
I drank one. I was like, oh fuck that.
Those are the ones you put in a cooler when you go to a barbecue and you let everybody else take it.
you put that in the cooler and you're like, go ahead, take it.
Yeah, try that. It's okay.
I've got this other beer called Heller High Mango, and it is awful. But that one somebody brought over for Thanksgiving dinner, and it was nasty. But anyway, so we're talking about haunts in Florida, and last week we were talking about cryptids in
Yes.
the Florida region and stuff. So that was fun. But we always try to connect it.
Yeah.
Holly says, still trying to think of other weird places I went in St. Augustine. The thrift antique stores are so many, and they are a trip. Oh, I gotta tell you, antique stores. I I have
The vibe.
the
For
vibe
me.
in antique shops are so it is so different. Like I said, those are the three types of places that I find are always haunted are prisons, hospitals, and antique shops.
Yeah.
Antique shops are such a unique animal because there's so many objects from so many different places, and they clash.
You gotta deal
Uh,
with it 5 days a week, Dave. 5 days a week. I the only way I can describe how I feel when I walk into places like that, it
mhm.
must be how stars feel when they're walking through an airport
Open.
or they're out for night on the town for dinner or something, and
Mhm.
40,000 people rush them and surround them, and they feel like they can't go nowhere. That's what I feel like in those places. Oh,
So
I
many.
I
I
don't
have no doubt. I I have no doubt. There's when I go to this coastal town
Oh,
for
yeah.
our anniversary and things like that, and there's antique shops there, and I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I'm being bombarded. I'm a fish in the tank when I'm in an antique shop because it's like there's always something coming up trying to tap on the glass.
Yeah.
Up.
That's what I'm saying. It must feel like
Yeah.
that's the only way I can describe it. Like it's completely
Yeah.
surrounded.
Like you're like you're being mobbed, and it's horrible. It's like it's one of the worst things. I don't like going in hospitals or prisons for obvious reasons, but you kind of know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Who knows? But
Yeah.
in an antique shop, you have no idea what you're going to get. You
No,
could get
'cause
some.
this stuff comes from everywhere.
Yeah, I have dealt with something demonic in an antique shop. I have dealt with a vengeful spirit. I have dealt with something benevolent. It's just all across the board, and just being in there, and it's like, um, if you're in uh, and Holly's hundreds on all of it. I know how you are about hospitals and antique shops, Dave. Right? Um, but yeah,
No, I mean, I can go to work energized, full of,
Mhm.
just yay, I'm happy I get to go to work type thing, I don't know, a lot of people probably don't say that, but I do. Uh, um, and just be full of energy and happy, and I could be midway through my workday and literally almost passing out with my eyes open because I'm completely drained. That's
Buried.
my life almost every
Yeah,
single day at work.
yeah,
It just drains you,
yeah.
and you're just sitting there going, and being that where I work, you can't get away from it.
No.
No,
Dumbass likes to go and spend 12 hours a day there.
no,
Yeah. It sometimes it hurts. It hurts. It's I mean, there's certain areas where I can be at and not feel as bombarded, but not a lot. Not a lot of areas. Uh, and for a place that I work at that's only been around since '87, it's amazing uh how much you can feel there.
yeah. I was thinking places like that. It's like crazy. Like
Yeah.
the local hospital that's close to me. I mean, I had COVID so
Pleasure.
bad that I should have gone to the hospital,
And you're just like, no.
and I was like, no, I'm not going in that hospital. I'm not. It's number one, I thought I wasn't going to come back out, but I didn't want to deal with, I think the best experience I had was at the children's hospital.
Oh,
when
yeah.
my daughter's appendix ruptured and we were at the children's hospital trying to get that. And we spent, 2 days. Well, we were there for 4 days, but it was 2 days where we didn't know whether she was going to live or not.
Yeah, that was an awesome experience though there. You had a really good.
I had a really good experience with a little boy
Yeah.
that was there, and come to find out that boy died like years ago. But he walked into the room, and I woke up and he's standing there holding my daughter's hand, and he looks at me and he goes, "She's going to be okay."
Yeah.
Nice.
And he walked out, and I was like, I was like, walking nothing. I walked out in the hallway and there was nobody there, and I was just like, wow, was an amazing experience.
So
But
I just want to throw something out here real quick, kind of off subject. um,
like
I
like we've been on subject at all yet.
well, okay, off subject what we were talking about, I should say. We haven't been on subject at all so far.
No,
I guess we kind of have. We've been talking paranormal.
yeah,
But this is not paranormal though. This actually has to do with the show and the live broadcast. I've had a couple reports from people that have been watching the live broadcast on Facebook and that they're getting kicked off while watching the live. If that is happening to you, please, please, please go over to the YouTube channel.
Where?
It's not hard to find. Again, I'm going to tell you where. It's not hard to find on YouTube. You can look it up, Spirits of
Swing.
Spirits with John and Dave, or just type at Spirits with Spirits in the search, and we will pop up, and you can watch our live there. It's probably a lot easier that way. And I have not gotten a single complaint from anybody that's watching it on YouTube, just only on the Facebook for some reason. That it's been kicking people during the live, and I thought I'd put that out there real quick. That way, because I don't want you guys to miss us, because we'll miss you if you miss us, and I don't want to
yeah.
miss you.
And speaking of Facebook, our good buddy Monty gives us a like on Facebook.
All right, thank you, brother.
What's going on? All right.
So, with that said, and us being off subject,
So haunts in Florida.
I think I want to start with the Vinoy.
Okay.
There's seems to be quite a bit happening there. It's about that time of year where everybody's talking about baseball. Anyways, why don't we just start there, Dave?
Yeah, and that's a good segue, brother. Let's talk about that. I'm down for this.
So, Vinoy Renaissance Hotel. Again, that it being a Renaissance, it is owned by Marriott.
What date is it?
Points. Go take a gander at it. Built by Amer Vinoy Lofner. Of course, that's where it gets its name in 1925.
Brittany.
Hotel construction started in February of 1925 and ended after 10 months when it opened. The Vinoy was a seasonal hotel, only operating from December to March. I thought that was interesting that it was only open 4 months out of the year when it first opened up.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting. But some of the most famous personalities of the time called the hotel their temporary home. Among the famous people who stayed in the hotel were Herbert Hoover, Babe Ruth, James Stewart, and Calvin Coolidge. During World War II, the U.S. Army took over the hotel and used it as a training school. After the war, the hotel was sold to Charles Alberding. Alberding? Is that how you say that, Dave? Alberding?
I have no idea.
Charles Alberding for $700,000. However, in 1974, the hotel closed its doors and most of its contents were also sold. Fortunately, in the early 1990s, the hotel was brought back to life by the Renaissance Hotels and Resorts and Vinoy Development Corporation. A huge renovation was undertaken to bring back the hotel's old grandeur. After 2 years of renovation, the hotel reopened in 2005 and earned a much coveted AAA 4-diamond star status.
Diamond star status, yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
This place is pretty awesome. Got a golf club there.
It's a nice
modern luxuries, amenities.
Friend.
That's a
Yeah.
nice tennis court. Has a spa, so for the ladies.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never been to a spa. Never had a spa day. Dave, you ever had a spa day?
I've never had a spa day, bro.
How about a mani pedi? You ever done a mani pedi?
Nope.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody touching my feet. That's not. Mm, mm-mm.
Pain.
uh, here,
Nobody touches my feet.
this is
Nobody
one of
touches
the
my feet, and nobody touch. I never gotten a massage. I will. I can't have anybody touch my body that
yeah.
I don't.
You're like, I am too ticklish.
I can't. Oh, I am very ticklish. But yeah, it was. I ran a marathon in 2009, and at the end of the marathon, you cross the finish line, you go in the back, and they have all this food, and they had all these tables. They had free massage for anybody that ran the marathon.
Oh wow.
And I was like, oh, great. This is my opportunity to try out my first massage because I was like, I've never done it.
Oh, sports
And I was
massage
like,
is completely different than a regular massage.
yeah, no. But so I go there and I'm talking to the guy and he's like, oh yeah, go ahead and lay down. So I laid down, and the second his hands touched me, I popped up right off the bed. And I was like, nope, I can't. Nope.
Okay, I'm not that bad. I've never had a mani pedi. Although I'm tempted to go try it one time. I'll at least give it one shot. Go with the love, go do the mani pedi day. Just to try
Lady.
it. See what it's about. People
Yeah.
I got plenty of friends that have done it. They're like, oh yeah, I trim my own fingernails,
Exactly.
they're not bad.
My nails are pristine, so I'm not worried
Cursed.
about or cursed.
Yeah, either am I. I'm not worried about my nails, but I've never had the foot scrubby thing. I've never done all that stuff.
No,
So they're
exfoliating. No, don't.
yeah.
No.
But massage, dude, I'm down for a massage, dude. I mean,
Can't. I mean, nah. That's
I've,
that's
I've
so
had
funny.
I've had some good massages, dude. Just feeling like butter, like you can barely walk. You're like, oh my god.
Nope. Nope.
So good, but
Um,
eventually I'll try to do the mani pedi day with love and see what that's about. But yeah,
you know, make
I'm
it
the same way.
on your honeymoon, maybe, or do something. I don't know, but
So
part of your thing. But yeah. Um. So, and it was registered in the U.S. National Register of Historic Places.
yeah, I
And
found that
it was
interesting.
September 11th of
What is
1978.
the date?
I just told you.
I found that
So,
interesting too. That's actually registered under national landmarks.
yeah. So did you? I apologize if I missed it, bro. Did you talk about the bet?
I did not talk about the bet how this place became constructed.
Right.
I'll let you go for that. I'm trying. I don't want to take everything, Dave. I know you like to take everything.
I
No.
that guy.
Look that guy. John, you got anything more to talk about? No, Dave, you pretty much covered it all.
I was like, all right, we're gonna say goodbye to John. So
Oh, I can't handle that. Thank you.
I'm sorry. You got to be on the left
I
side.
can't be on the other side. I don't know what it is.
So
Demon.
demon. So Amer made a small bet with a real estate developer.
Yeah.
That he would provide Walter Hagen with his pocket watch. A celebrated golfer would have to conduct 3 perfect drives of golf balls off the face of the watch.
Yeah.
If he managed to do so without causing any damage, he committed that he would purchase the piece of property across from his home, which consisted of 12 acres, and create a magnificent resort on the property.
Yeah.
At the time, a person by the name of Gene Elliott had held the deed to the property
Timothy.
and was in a position that he could make the wager. Naturally, Walter Hagen successfully hit the golf balls from the watch and did no damage to the timepiece. Immediately thereafter, the gentleman took a brown paper bag and wrote out a contract.
You know how hard that
Stated
is
that
to
he would
do?
be purchasing some property.
You know how hard that is to do? I like to golf, and I'm not gonna say that I'm any good at it.
Fuck that watch up, bro.
Dude, that watch probably would have went further than my ball did.
I don't want to know where your balls go, bro. I'm sorry. But
That
yeah, no, we went correct because I can't tell you how many times I've hit the ball or I've and the tee went further than the ball did. But no, I absolutely suck at golf. I can drive.
What year is
but I
it?
can't.
the golf cart.
I am not. I can drive the golf cart. That's it. But no, I got second place in a driving contest, not
Yeah.
the golf cart. Because that's all I had to do. And people were so mad at me. I walked on, t-shirt, shorts, black socks, and only had a driver in my hand.
Attic.
Just whack and yeah. But
Well, I mean, it's kind of funny because, like, when I didn't like golf, because I do like to go play golf now, I'd walk up to a ball and crack it and put it 360 straight down, no slice, no curve to it, with it, just right down the pipe.
Yeah.
Easy. Now that I play golf, I'm putting it like 260. It's off to the left. It's off to the right. I'm like, what the hell happened? I used to be good at this part.
yeah. Right. I don't know. That's just I used to be great at driving. Yeah. Now it's like
yeah. I'm pretty good with the iron still, though. Pretty good with the iron still. So I make up for it.
Yeah. I actually prefer disc golf to regular golf now. Maybe, but I'm not very good at that either.
So it kind of had like it's kind of a short history with this thing, though. It started with a bet. They build this hotel. It's only open a couple months out of the year. They close it down. They open it back up to try and do something. It closes down again after it's been sold. It sits, and then they open it back up in what?
In the 90s.
90s, and
yeah.
and then it's this prominent golf resort basically in Florida.
It's like this major spot.
Major spot in Florida. I've never been to St. Petersburg, but it looks nice based off the pictures I've seen.
Looks absolutely gorgeous. And there's another picture of the hotel from there. I love this picture.
Beautiful.
And some shots of the inside.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous hotel.
And then originally, this is like one of the older shots.
Yeah. I mean, look at the archways on that, how they built it. I mean, it was very well structured.
If you look at the two pictures, they don't look that much different. They really like kept the old structure really well.
Yeah.
So I was impressed with how they did it.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so.
Not.
But the hauntings of this place is kind of because this is like a very prominent hotel for major league teams to stay at.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're gonna get into that.
Yeah, so of course there's the Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
Tampa Bay Devil Rays, yeah.
What is their name?
So this is the hotel of choice for the visiting team.
Yes.
To stay at.
Yeah. Yeah, no, even though the ghosts, it seems here, are not vengeful or angry or as you would normally depict on some of the things that we talk about, they are mischievous, I guess is the best way to put it. They love pranks, and it kind of really goes well with sports players when you're playing pranks. Sports players love to play pranks on each other, but these were not pranks that sports players were playing on each other. Actually, one of the stories is the Florida Marlins, which is again another prominent baseball team out there in Florida.
Right.
right-handed pitcher Scott Ryan Williamson. I love how they actually, when they talk about these stories, they actually put the sports players' names in them. I love that.
Yeah.
Experienced paranormal activity in the hotel back in 2003. He noticed a faint light from the hotel's pool area when he turned off the lights in his room. He got the feeling that he was being observed, and when he lied down to sleep, he felt pressure on his back and had some trouble sleeping. He described it as if somebody was sitting on him. He also noticed a man in a coat standing near the curtains. That
And,
would
yeah. Mind you,
that
he wasn't playing for the Marlins at this point. He was actually
no,
playing for the Cincinnati Reds.
he was playing for the Cincinnati Reds. So
Yeah.
he was visiting, getting ready to play against the Tampa Bay Devil Rays at the time. Now
Yeah.
they're just the Tampa Bay Rays. But yeah, he was with the Cincinnati Reds at that time.
What is the date?
But to go to bed and feel like someone is literally sitting on
Alan.
you, and then when you are able to move,
Louder.
and when you are able to move,
When you are able to move,
you notice a man in a coat standing near the curtains.
Yeah.
As a baseball player, I think my first move is grab the bat and run and swing at the dude. But he was a pitcher. He might have thrown a ball.
pitcher, I'd have taken the ball. Crash the window.
He should have thrown a strike, but he threw a ball.
He threw a ball. Anyway,
The count is 1-0.
count is 1-0. Swing and a miss. Ball
Swing
two.
and a miss. Ball two.
Just a
Well,
bit
if
outside.
you swing and a miss, that's a
Swing and a miss
strike.
to be a strike. I don't like baseball. Fuck baseball. High and outside ball two. That'll be better. I'll do that.
Jerry.
Or Jerry. Tell Jerry to get his own bat. So immediately after Williamson experienced this, the Pittsburgh Pirates checked in
Yes.
to the hotel, and the strength coordinator by the name of Frank Velasquez
What do you want?
had an experience also. It occurred at about 5 a.m, where Frank woke up and witnessed a transparent male standing in the region near the desk in the room.
Yeah.
When asked him about it, he shrugs it off and says, "We were so travel disoriented and it was so late. You can't do anything but just close your eyes." So he just kind of went, "Ah, fuck it."
Oh, fuck it.
29.
I'm going to bed. But several other individuals have actually noticed a male dressed in a formal suit walking the halls of the hotel
Right.
and seeing him completely disappear into thin air. So it kind of collaborates with the strength coordinators. What would you say? Velasquez.
Frank Velasquez. Yeah.
Frank Velasquez. Kind of correlates with his story.
Mhm.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. Or even the other dude, the dude in the coat, that could have very well been like a blazer or something like that. So
Yeah.
I think could it all be the same one? One was like, I think the one that Williamson saw seemed to be more solid, or maybe even almost a shadow figure type of thing.
He didn't
Really like
describe it as
hint-
being transparent. He
Yeah,
literally
he
said
didn't-
he saw a dude standing.
observed a man standing in a coat near
Yeah.
the curtain. So there's like a
It
dude. And then, but yeah, the one that Frank saw, he said was transparent.
was
A
transparent.
man.
And
I am
that could also,
transparent,
but also part of the story though with Williamson, the difference between Frank and Williamson was that
Sir.
Williamson turned his room lights off.
Yeah.
So he very well not been able to see through him. Whereas the
Yeah.
desk light or something might have been on in Frank's case, to where he was able to catch and
Yeah.
be able to see through them. But then there you have the Toronto Blue Jays reliever pitcher who checked in the hotel with his wife. Although at
Look.
first she objected because of the hotel's haunted reputation. So
Not.
this is already known now through MLB community. You know how wives talk to each other, players talk to each
Yeah.
other. So now this is known that these players are having experiences. So this guy, kudos to this guy. Very rarely do you hear that the wife is traveling with him. Uh, she's like, no, I don't want to stay there because of the reputation this hotel has for being haunted. But she does eventually agree to stay at the hotel. So while her husband's off at batting practice, she called him claiming that she and the children witnessed the water turning on and off by itself and the toilet flushing continuously
Yeah.
on its own. The family was staying at the old wing of the hotel, a spot believed by employees to have some of the most paranormal occurrences. I what What would you say? You're in batting practice and you get this phone call from your wife. Like, we need to check out.
Um, we're gonna leave. The toilet keeps flushing. I'm out. We're
Yeah,
done. I don't know
we're
if you
going
can't
we're,
stop something or if something's blocked, but
we're going to the
we're,
Biltmore.
yeah, we're going to the Biltmore in Coral Gables. We're gonna deal with that. But also, once an instance where you're talking about a distinguished male walking
Where?
down the halls. In one instance, a guest thought it was a concierge and tried to get his attention, but he turned around toward them and then disappeared.
So
But it looked
solid
like,
enough,
yeah,
just
where it thought it was a real person.
real person.
And it seemed to acknowledge him because he said that it turned around. And then as it turned around, it disappeared. It just like vanished.
Oh, that's interesting. I like that.
But likewise, many people have also experienced flickering lights in their room, unexplained noises such as sounds of walking, shuffling,
Europe.
or chains.
That I don't understand the chains part.
I don't understand the chains either. It's not like this has always been a hotel. It's not like it was a prison. that turned
Jacket.
into a hotel.
It's
Uh,
it's
Jacket,
not the
no,
ghost of
no,
Christmas
but
past.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Kevin has been on the show in a long time. I haven't seen Kevin in
Yeah,
forever.
what the hell's up with that shit?
What's going on? He knows that we do the show. Now also our good buddies, like we know them. The ghost hunters were there at that hotel.
Yep.
And Jay Hawes,
Yeah.
the room that he stayed in had some activity. Closet door opened by
Show
itself
yourself.
Yeah.
by a falling ironing board.
Yeah. Show yourself. I'm right here.
Yeah. So the ironing board inside the closet fell down and opened the closet door. And when they tested it, it took a lot of force to move that ironing board, to hit it hard enough to where it would open the door. They heard two separate voices in the room.
Oh. Oh. Two separate voices. I like that.
Voices, two distinctly different voices in the room.
I like, and this is why I really loved Ghost Hunters. One, they're great at going in and debunking stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't watched much of their new stuff, but back in the day, that was a big thing. And the fact that they didn't like to call things haunted, they would say that there's a paranormal presence, but they didn't like using the term haunted except on very specific types of haunts.
Mhm.
But they do say that once the investigation was actually wrapped up, that they all agreed that there was nothing appeared actually to be there that was actually threatening at the hotel.
Right.
Like, it was more
Stressed.
maybe stressed,
But
I don't know, maybe they were a pitcher at one time or another, maybe it was Babe Ruth, who knows, who was known for playing tricks.
Yeah, more playful.
Yeah, but nothing malevolent there that they noticed or anything like that, and I found that interesting, and it's one of the reasons why I really liked watching Ghost Hunters because they make you feel like they'll let you know if you have something to worry about, and I've seen the episodes where they're like, "Yeah, this is something you might wanna think about trying to get fixed."
Cupboard.
Yeah, well, like one of the other locations we're going to talk about, Ghost Adventures was there, and they were like, "This place fucking haunted."
Yeah. 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 They left that place going, this place is
This place
haunted.
haunted.
We just, that was, again, I love the fact they don't like using
Scary.
that word unless it really deserves having that word. And I think that
Right.
it kind of makes me feel like we're doing the right thing when how we're with the scoring system.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't ask you, and I think I might start, is do you believe this place believe to have paranormal experiences, or do you believe this place to be haunted? And I think I'm gonna, instead of asking you what jumps out at you, I think I'm gonna start asking you that question because I started watching some old classic ghost hunters.
Me too,
uh
because of these locations.
no, my love just wanted to watch she's like, oh, Ghost Hunters came back. So she started watching all the old episodes, and I was like, man, I really missed watching those. So I think that's gonna be my final question. After we score these places, and instead of waiting till the very end of the show, do you think this place has paranormal experiences, or do you think this place is haunted? Because I think, and I kind of agree with them, I think those two statements are different. I think
Yeah.
saying it has
Sure.
a paranormal experience or whether or not it's haunted, I think is different.
Okay. And what? And
Tunnel.
okay. What would be the difference?
I think a paranormal experience, I think if you're dealing with mostly a residual thing, I think you deal with a lot of paranormal experiences in that place. Even with
Right.
poltergeist activity, I think it's more of a paranormal experience than you're dealing with that place. When you're talking haunted, I think you're dealing with more something that is intelligent, could be malevolent, could not be malevolent, it could be non-human, it
Yeah.
could be elemental. I think that's where we
Something
kind of get into
interactive.
the nuts
Something.
of
Yeah.
being haunted. This place is haunted, you
Yeah.
know, like
Hair.
my house. It's fucking haunted. I don't have paranormal experiences. It's haunted. uh, but but to continue on with the Vinoy, there are claims where people have said that they actually have saw Babe Ruth at this place.
Yeah.
Dice.
They've actually also seen people have claimed to see a man dressed in a tuxedo who actually haunts the actual hotel elevators. He plays with guests by making the elevator stop without request from the rider on the
Yep.
fifth floor for some reason. The door is open to an empty hallway. Uh, Guests have reported that a spectral gentleman haunts the old part of the hotel. Some claim that he is J.P. Williamson himself, the man who owned the land that Laffner bought to build his hotel. Others believe that it is Carl Abbott, the hotel's first manager. But they also say not all spirits are actually visible. Visitors have claimed to hear beautiful music coming from an empty ballroom. Ghost hunters actually speculate this could be the spirit of Paul Whitman, who once conducted music there. A few even say that there's a spirit that can be seen from the tower, even when it is locked, and no one should be up there. There's actually a woman dressed in white that's been seen on the fifth
Neil.
floor. Some believe she might be the ghost of the wife of Jean Elliott, who died when she fell from the back porch of their house. This happened while the couple was going through a difficult divorce, which included a request for a hefty alimony. Did she get? Did you fall or did she get pushed, Dave? That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm say it wasn't me, but yeah.
The lone witness to the event, a maid named Annie Gadsden, claimed it was murder, but vanished before the trial, allegedly on a one-way trip to Europe, Dave. She was never seen again. Some think that the ghost might be that of the missing maid.
Yeah. Sounded like somebody needed to be quiet.
Yeah,
Closer.
someone to be quiet
Yeah,
there.
that's mine said closer, so we're closer to the truth there. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, but
you
because
know,
Babe
this is a good spot. I I think it's active.
Mirror.
is very active.
I think it's active, but do I believe it's haunted? I don't know.
I
So
don't.
when we get ready to ask that question at the end, I'm contemplating how I'm going to answer that.
All right. Well, speaking of that,
Let's get
let's
scoring it.
go ahead and get to the scoring. So we got residual, intelligent, poltergeist. I'm saying this because I forgot to write it down. Non-human, history, and then MoFob. Is it MoFob or is
AFA.
MAFOB? I like MoFob sounds better though.
MoFab.
MoFab.
Switch on Jack and audio and just MoFab. That's
MoFab.
MoFab. MoFad.
It's a Mayfad. Mayfob? Mayfod.
MAFA.
Mayfod. All right. So the residual of this place. I think the residual of this place is good. I like the residual here. I think a
Yeah.
lot of what's happening here could very well be residual. I have a feeling that the white lady I was just talking about could very much be residual. I think the fact that people feel like Babe Ruth is there could very much be residual.
Yeah.
What else, Dave?
Why
What
are you
else?
here?
Um, I can't say the elevator guy. I can't
Well, it's
say
what you think about the elevator guy. Is he
no. I don't
stopping the
think
elevator all the time, or does he think he's singling people out when they're in the elevator and stopping it?
again this. I think
Kind of
this.
like, that's an interesting thing. But I think that has a uh more validity of being
Related.
intelligent than
I feel more intelligence towards this one than I do.
yeah.
Okay, here's another one.
Okay.
Speaking about the baseball players, going back
Yeah,
to the
what about
Pittsburgh
Mr.
Pirate
Trout
guy
dude? And yeah,
and the Florida Marlins guy, who was a Cincinnati Red at the time.
yeah.
Uh, the man that they saw.
Mhm.
Do you think that could have possibly been Babe Ruth? And
Interesting.
do you think that well, I can't say that's residual if you're feeling like you're being sat on.
Yeah, but do you think that I think that that's probably intelligent, but do you think that it's the same entity?
Oh, that was the other thing I was gonna ask is do you think the person that
You think
sat
that's
on
different?
Williamson is the same person that he saw standing by the curtains?
Yeah, I don't think it is.
I don't think so either. I think that's too
I think that's two separate entities.
yeah. I have to agree
But
with you there.
could the guy in the coat be Babe Ruth, or could the transparent guy that Frank Velasquez saw be Babe Ruth? I don't know. I
Yeah.
I would think that since they're baseball guys, that maybe they would have gone, I could have sworn that was Babe Ruth
Okay.
instead of I'm
Now,
the coat.
what about the gentleman that haunts the old part of the hotel, who people
Royal.
think could be J.P. Williamson, the landowner, or
How
even
many?
Carl Abbott, the hotel's first manager, the spectral gentleman, as they describe him. Because they don't necessarily say he does anything; they say he's been seen.
Been seen. But yeah, I'm kind of leaning toward that being Abbott, and that's a residual.
Okay, so the first hotel manager. Okay, all right. And how do you feel about the piano player? Now, they don't necessarily see the piano player, but they hear the
They
beautiful
hear the piano. I think
music
that's residual.
coming from the empty ballroom.
Yeah, I think that's residual.
You think that's residual?
Yeah.
So I think the residual might be a little bit better
Mhm.
than what we're thinking, because you have you get the spectral gentleman,
Mhm.
the music playing ghost in the ballroom. You got the
Got
maybe maybe the maid,
transparent guy,
maybe
guy in the
the
coat,
ex-wife.
guy in the elevator.
I think the guy in the elevator is
I think
intelligent.
the elevator is intelligent, but yeah, I'm just wondering if he's just kind of doing the same thing every time, and nobody's really catching it unless they're in there. I mean, if he's stopping you on different floors, then I would say it's definitely intelligent. But if he's just in there and stops every time on 3, then I think that could be residual. So I'm not sure. I think it's intelligent, but I have to at least be devil's advocate and say,
Come on.
okay, what if he's doing the same thing every time?
But the way it sounds, it doesn't sound like he's doing the same thing every time. It says he likes playing with guests by making the elevator
What
stop
is your name?
from the rider. So
Yeah.
they're not necessarily thinking he's a ghost until all of a sudden, like, bam, he stops at the 5th floor, but he could be riding all the way up to the 9th and nobody say a damn thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm down. Like I said, I'm thinking it's intelligent, but I'm, I'm trying to see both sides of the coin.
Yeah. And the lady in white, I think
Lady
is
in White, I
Careful.
think, is residual.
yeah.
I think the residual is really good, if
I
not
think it's
great.
better than I was thinking about.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely better than I was thinking about. I was thinking probably it's gonna be around a 5 or so, but now I'm thinking more like a 7, maybe an 8.
I think I'm at an 8
Yeah. I
for
think
the
I'm kinda
residual.
right there with you. I'm gonna go 8 for residual.
Yep.
So now let's get into the intelligent
Yeah.
portion of the haunt here. Again, I think we both agree that the elevator guy is intelligent.
Probably
Uh,
intelligent.
I
The dude
think
sitting on the guy's back, I think that's intelligent.
that's intelligent. Do you think the guy watching is intelligent?
Okay.
Again, I thought those 2 separate entities.
Yeah. That's
And
why I was thinking that the guy watching was
Not with me.
probably residual, but I think it could very well be intelligent. I think the entity that looked like a concierge that turned and disappeared, I think that's intelligent.
I think that's intelligent too, because he acknowledged that he was being
He
called for.
acknowledged that he was
Yeah.
called because the guy was like, excuse me, could you bring towels to my room or whatever? And the dude
Yeah.
turned and then
And then
vanished. And I was
boom.
like, oh shit, I guess you don't want to work today.
Oh my god, I just had deja vu. Sorry. Go ahead. Let's keep going, Dave. That was last year's episode. Or season 1. Uh, wow. Okay. Babe Ruth, I think Babe Ruth
I think Baby
is
is residual.
residual.
So I'm kind of mid range here.
I think I'm kind of
on the intelligence.
mid-range.
So
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna I'm gonna slap a 5 on it.
Yeah, I'm kinda sitting right there with you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I think it's a 5 here.
Okay. Poltergeist activity. We got some of that too.
We do have some poltergeist
We
activity.
got lights flickering on and off. I gotta give props to the elevator stopping.
Yeah, you got the
Um,
chains for some
that
reason.
yeah, I mean that's more sound,
Yeah,
but we also got the faucet turning on and off, the toilet
faucet,
flushing.
toilet. Yeah, yeah. The oh shit, the door opening with the ironing board.
Down.
Jason Hawes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Poltergeist
mean
activity, I think it's kinda good here.
6 or 7, I think.
I was thinking a 7. I was thinking 7.
For a 7.
Alright.
Here's the thing.
Non-human aspect.
I don't think there's a lot of non-human here, if any.
I don't think there's any non-human
I'm not
aspect
feeling the
here.
non-human here.
I'm not. Again, I think I have to go back to what they were saying that it's
But nothing feels malevolent. here.
Nothing here feels malevolent. And I really like that they said that, and I have to agree. I don't think there's
So,
anything malevolent, non-human, or anything like that in this area.
so 1.
Yeah, I would have to put it at a 1. I'm so writing all these scores on the wrong fucking one. This is what happens. I don't write them in order. Non-human is a 1. Oh, that's hilarious. I just realized what I was doing too. I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I thought I just saw a shadow figure out of the corner of my eye. It turns out I was my wife in the living room.
Sometimes I feel she might be non-human.
She's definitely demonic sometimes.
All right.
And look, yeah, because the sun's getting ready to go down here.
Yeah.
Dog.
So yeah, my dog's over there. So I can see light coming through
Yeah.
the back double doors.
Yeah.
And literally out of the corner of my eye, I felt there was a shadow just kind of blocking it. And I turned and I was like, oh shit, it's my wife. Boy, if
Shot.
if that was what we talked about on Scare Network, I'm shutting this off. I'm leaving right now.
I said sorry.
Please don't beat my ass. But okay, where were we? History. So
I love
history,
how this place,
I like the bet.
the bet.
It's not incredibly old, but it like tried to be open for a little bit and then closed and then opened and closed. But it's always been a hotel, and then now it's like 4 diamond, like huge resort, big.
Oh yeah.
I'm not high, but I'm higher than middle here.
I was around a 5 or a 6 just because
I'm at a 6. I think I'm gonna go 6 for the history.
Am I at a 6? Am I at a 6?
6.
I really do like that big. I really do like the bet.
I like
really,
the bet and that they wrote the
I
contract
love
on a paper bag.
Restless.
I love the skill that it takes to hit a golf ball off a fucking watch and not break it. So
Not hurt
just
to
with
watch.
that,
Yeah.
I'm going 6. And the fact that he did it 3 times, Dave.
Yeah. In a row. It wasn't like, yeah.
It's like, this is not luck. I like that. I do like that.
Yeah.
All
I think
right,
that was my favorite part of the history of it was the whole bat thing. That whole
just a millionaire, going, you know what? If you do this, I'll go buy that property and build the baddest hotel you've ever seen. And just like, all right.
You're on. Game.
Awesome.
Okay, so getting into the lower categories now, we're talking about manifestations. And we got manifestations. We got
quite a few.
Yeah. Lady in white, the dude in the coat, transparent dude, concierge dude in the elevator, the guy in the old building. I mean, it's
Babe Ruth. There's quite a bit of manifestation going on here, and I have to say, I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it too.
I think this is a really, really good score here for the manifestations. I think there's a good variety of manifestations. It's not just one person being seen. There's multiple individuals being seen doing things, and I'm probably gonna put manifestations at a 9. That's kind of where I'm at.
I'm totally down for that. And only thing I was thinking of, because we have given some 10s.
Yeah.
When the apparition is solid enough to where somebody thinks that it's real and actually tries to interact with it, and that did happen.
That did happen.
But I don't think it's enough for me to sway my score.
Guys.
No, because it didn't go get their towels. Like the one was taking the order.
It didn't like put their luggage in the car, and
it didn't put the luggage in the car. It didn't take their food order and walk away.
Yeah. It wasn't next to you just making.
They weren't dressed in period garb where they thought they were period actors, and they were
Yeah.
answering questions.
Yeah.
Um,
So it
So,
wasn't
yeah.
quite. It wasn't quite there. I mean, basically, it was like, "Oh, hey, can you get some towels to my room?" And the thing turned and disappeared. That
like,
was good,
no, I'm not.
but
I'm off.
not quite good enough. We here at Spirits of Spirits are picky
He said, "Nah, I'm
with
off
our
the clock."
manifestations. You don't get the 10.
I just
You
clocked
get a
out.
9,
Yeah, 9.
and that's it.
That's it. I see nothing.
Do I give you a 10? 9.
9. I saw where you were going. I was driving down the same road.
Yeah, usually.
Didn't need a blinker on that one. So the audio.
You never pick me up though, bro. You just kind of drive by. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm driving off. You ain't getting in my car.
Let's throw you a sponge.
That's what I'm gonna sponge. Go ahead and sponge that up. So okay. So talking about the audio, we got
The
audio.
audio is good audio. You got the piano player.
Yeah, we got two distinct voices talking.
Voices talking. You got the chains.
You got the chains,
footsteps.
the steps.
It's. Is there anything else?
Where was I? I was looking at it.
Where was I? Dave,
I had it. Where was it? I was like, I had minimized it and I lost my notes, and I was like, dang it, where's my notes at?
Let's see. Sounds of walking, shuffling, chains, people talking.
Yep.
North.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. So you got the piano player, you got
You got the talking,
the talking, you got the sounds
you
of
got
people
the shuffling,
walking
and steps, chains. Still trying to figure out the chains.
I don't understand that one at all.
Not sure about that one, but I think I'm right around a 6, I think.
I was thinking 6. Yeah, that's kind of where I was thinking too.
All right, feels. Now
You
there
can touch
is
me,
physical contact.
You just made physical contact, so I'm gonna start you at a 5 there, Dave.
That's a 5. Yeah, that's got to be a 5. That's the way we've always done it.
The fear from the wife and the kids, but the fact that she didn't even want to stay there due to the paranormal
You don't want to
activity.
stay there in the beginning.
It had to be
And
talked
then they
into.
were like, guess what? Now you really don't want to stay.
There's only the one touching. I do like the fear factor here. I do love the
Higher.
confusion factor here from the guy from
Mine's
Pittsburgh. He's
higher,
like,
so I guess we got to go higher than a 5.
yeah. Well, I think we're higher than a 5.
I don't think I'm much higher though.
I don't think I'm much higher than a 5.
I think I might go 6.
I'm debating between a 6 or a 7
Yeah.
here. I like the fact that she's heard the stories and doesn't want to stay there. I do like that. Just looking.
Blessed. Gun.
I'm just kind of re-looking through everything. Yeah, I think I'm at a 6. I'm at a 6 with the feels. There's nothing that kind of brings me past that.
Okay. All right. So object. So
Lights,
we got
elevator,
lights, we got the faucet, we got the elevator, we got
toilet,
toilet, We got the ironing
Ironing
board
and the
closet.
door. I'm gonna give the closet door.
Yeah, even though the ironing board kind of hit the closing door, but it had to hit it with force enough.
Yeah, they say that it's not one of those ones that opens real easy. It actually takes force to open up
Yeah.
that closet
And in
door.
order to do that with the ironing board, that ironing board had to come at it pretty hard. So it was like,
Now nobody's seen anybody play the piano in the ballroom, so would you give an object point to the piano? Okay.
nope, I wouldn't.
That's kind of it. I mean, that you
Yeah,
got
I mean, I'm looking at the poltergeist score, and I'm kind of right there at a 7.
I'm kind of there with you. Kind of there with you. I think this is one of those ones where they kind of correlate really
Yeah.
together. And yeah, 7 looks good here.
Yeah.
Now, the
This
danger
one's-
level.
Switch.
This one's gonna hurt a little bit, but
It's gonna hurt, but again, if you could touch me, you can hurt me.
yeah, you have physical contact, so that's got to be a big old 5.
But
But
that's about as far as I'll go, Dave.
I'm not going to go that. In fact, I may even drop it a point because they said there's nothing malevolent here.
Not at all threatening.
Not at all threatening.
I do like that, and I kind of have to agree with you there. I think I have to subtract a point because of that, even though like where I stand with that. But
Yeah.
I'm with you. I think I'm going to subtract a point to the fact that mischievous and playing around just because it touched you does not necessarily means it's dangerous. So yeah, I'm gonna go 4. So Dave, you got it added up.
I do. The Vinoy Renaissance Resort gets a 59.
59. All right, Dave. So before we take our first break here, do you think this has paranormal experiences, or do you believe this place to be actually haunted?
How many? Bite.
I think this is an experience one. I think this is I don't think this is haunted. I think this is active. This is an active location, but it is not haunted.
I have to wholeheartedly agree with you on that statement. I think this is a place where you can get a paranormal experience from, but I don't necessarily believe that this place is haunted.
Grandfather.
And it just kind of based on how I think between the difference between a haunted location and a paranormal experience type of location is. Yeah, that was I like that. I like that. And it also gives me something else to write on my piece of paper.
Oh, good. I'm glad you get to do that, bro.
And circle it even. Look at that. Woo.
Ooh, experience. Not the eye with a little heart.
It's a twist. Sorry. Yeah, so that is the Vinoy Renaissance. Looks like a beautiful structure.
Beautiful property.
Actually, I don't mind the score here at a 59. I thought that was actually pretty good for, again, a paranormal experience.
Yeah.
If
An
you don't
active
wanna
location that's
get
unnecessarily
scared,
haunted.
yeah, you're not gonna get hurt or anything like that. You're gonna get
It's
some
going to follow you
paranormal.
home.
Yeah. Go check out the Vinoy Renaissance. I think it might be pretty good.
Yep.
So with that said, we're gonna take a quick break.
Do
and I
not.
think when we come back.
Says do not.
I
You got to pee.
gotta pee. Stereo. I think we'll come back. We'll talk about the Biltmore, huh?
Yeah. Might as well. Yeah, I want to save the lighthouse for last anyway. So let's do the Biltmore.
All right. So kick back with
Run.
us while we listen to some somewhat creepy music. Oh, let's make sure it's not blasting anybody out. And let's go ahead and listen to this, and we'll be right back, folks. The creepiness while we're going. I am back, everybody. As we wait for Dave, I just kind of want to touch bases again
Toy.
on the Vinoy Renaissance. I think this would be a great location to kind of go and kind of dip your feet, as I would say, into the paranormal world. Like I said, you can get some great paranormal experiences at this place without being scared to death or worry about being hurt. And Dave is back. He's back with a
Yes.
vengeance. He's like Terminator 2. Sorry. What's up, Dave? You have problems there?
So many dad jokes just swimming in my mind right now.
Based off Terminator 2 or just being back?
Yeah. Like before we pass judgment on that. And then, I'll be back, and it was just all kinds of stuff. I was just like, just all flooded into my head at once, and I was just like, I can't. I can't.
That's
It's
so
just,
little.
just need to go. I'll be back.
I'll be back. Oh, so good. So the Biltmore, the Miami Biltmore. I like that, the color of that photo and everything.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's a pretty big property too.
Camera.
Yeah, it's another property with a freaking golf course on it.
Mhm.
How many golf courses?
Drown.
Jesus, that's huge. That place is huge.
Mhm.
Do you think
I
that
don't-
place is bigger than the
like
Vinoy?
Yeah, I think so. I think it has like 1,400 rooms or 1,100 rooms or something like that. It's
Wow.
huge.
Now this place was built back when, in 1926?
1926. Yep. By
And again, this
developer
is another place
George
that,
Merritt,
oh, okay.
also known
Yeah.
as the founder of Coral Gables.
George Merrick was?
Yes.
Oh. Interesting enough, this is actually also in the National Historic Society since 1996.
Mm-hmm.
So it's another place that got, this place will never be torn down.
Yep. Let's see. So, in its early years, the Biltmore hosted royalty and celebrities at its fashion shows, world-class golf tournaments, aquatic galas, and extravagant weddings. During its time, it had the largest pool in the world.
Wow. Wow.
During World War II, glamour and opulence were replaced with
Doctor.
functionality. And in 1942, the hotel became a huge war hospital. Windows were sealed with concrete, and the floors were covered in that crappy linoleum. Shit.
But it actually, right after the war, it was actual school campus up until 1968.
Yep. The University of Miami School of Medicine
Yeah.
was there in the 50s.
Yeah. It wasn't until 87 that it actually became an actual hotel again. Hotel again.
Hotel again.
Hotel again.
Yeah. Well, it was even a veterans hospital
Yeah.
until 1968.
Yeah.
Then the city of Coral Gables acquired the building and took 10 years to decide what they wanted to do with it.
When?
And around 1990. So,
Yeah.
an expensive 4-year project restored the hotel, but 3 years after it opened, so it opened in 87, closed in 1990.
Oh, I didn't see that. That actually
Yeah.
closed back down.
Yeah. So it took 4 years to build, and then it was only open for 3 years, and then it closed its doors again in 1990. So in 1992, the Seaway Hotels Corporation took over, leading a 10-year renovation of the hotel that brought back its original status, like all the original stuff, made it look really good. In 1996, the Biltmore became an officially designated historical landmark.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, I will tell you what happened.
They probably did this big ceremony thing and
Oh yeah, there was champagne and all kinds of stuff, and
I had a bunch of rich
I'm
people there.
seeing synchronized swimmers in this giant ass pool.
A bunch of rich
Um,
people sitting there.
Yeah, so
Devil.
or devil,
Or the devil.
or the
Okay.
devil,
A
it's
white
the
devil.
knocking down foosball. Uh,
Sorry.
it's by the devil.
It was actually considered once the actual tallest building in Florida. That's crazy.
Mhm.
93-foot centerpiece of the hotel is actually a copper tower, which was actually copied from Giralda Tower in Sevilla, Spain. That's a big copper tower. 93 feet. You got to keep the
Cold.
crackheads away from that, Dave. They'll take
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah.
Sorry. The more I think about it, the funnier it gets. Hey, it's actually been featured in movies too, like Miami Vice and Bad Boys. God, I can't get off that crackhead. I just see them trying to steal it. Sorry. Sorry.
You're giggly tonight, bro.
I am.
Um,
Uh,
so,
Right.
in a loud party on the 13th floor of the hotel, a gangster by the name of Thomas Fatty Walsh was shot and killed by another gangster.
over gambling.
One of the ghosts that they say actually haunts that location.
Yeah, he's actually said to actually open doors for waitresses who are carrying trays in and out of the actual restaurant.
Mhm.
He's known to write messages on the mirrors, steal lampshades. I don't understand that one. Turn, turn off.
It
I
was
gotta
a
say,
party, you know, when you have to put the lampshade on your head 'cause you're so maybe, I don't know. No, it's like
turn-
Easter, we're celebrating the rebirth of
Reviews.
Jesus Christ. Quick, hide the eggs. I don't understand why that happens, and I don't understand why the lampshades are being taken and why they're blaming Fatty Walsh for this.
yeah, I don't understand why he's being
This doesn't
blamed.
seem like a Fatty Walsh thing. I'm sorry.
No. He likes to turn off lights and play with guests on the elevator. He's actually reported to send guests to floors that didn't even want to go to. And the elevators have actually been checked on numerous occasions and have never been found at fault.
Mhm.
There's actually a story of a husband and wife who wanted to get off the elevator on the 4th floor, but was brought to the empty 13th floor instead. The door opened and continued to stay open for a good while. The woman got out of the
Annoying.
elevator, and the elevator suddenly shut behind her and went down with her husband in it. The husband help from the staff because eventually the only way he could actually get onto the 13th floor is with a key card. But when they actually got back to his wife on the 13th floor, they found the woman very frightened. She told that she heard someone walking around in the shadows, talking and laughing, and she actually smelled cigar smoke while she was there.
Please.
That'd be fucked up. Get off all the doors. Go ahead and take your husband right back down. She seemed a little annoying. I figured I'd give you a break.
Yeah. There you go, buddy.
Anyway.
Diamonds. That'll shut her up. So we'll dropping her off on the 13th floor, apparently.
You'll appreciate you now.
Yeah. How you liking that? So they were so while it was closed after 1968, when they had it shut down, it was just
Watching you.
Thank you. It was just like a shell of what it was. And kids used to sneak in and go around in there.
Oh, okay.
North.
And even at that point, they were seeing ghosts and things like that. The city of Coral Gables was like, we can't have that anymore, and hired a security guard to kind of guard the place and keep the kids from going in there.
Yeah.
They nicknamed the security guard Greenie because he had a green golf cart.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, so Greenie one night heard a noise from inside the hotel and thought, oh crap, there's some kids getting in there. So he gets off his golf cart, walks into the hotel, and swears up and down that he saw a severed limb.
Yes.
Yes.
A severed limb?
A severed limb. Not a no apparition, no nothing like that. Just a severed limb on the floor in the hotel. He leaves, he calls the police. They come back, no limb. Nothing. Yeah, not right. Nothing.
There's an arm just laying on the ground up here. You need to come.
There's a severed leg sitting there on the
There
floor.
might be someone in here really hurt. Can you send the ambulance too?
It was really interesting. But he quotes, he says it. He goes, once you get in, it's always really quiet and really creepy. This was at when it was torn down before it reopened. But he'd like see ghosts of like World War II soldiers all the time, like shit. Apparitions. And that's what he thinks a severed limb was because it was a war hospital. But yeah, he was like, I walked in and I was like, there's a severed limb sitting on the floor, and he didn't go back to work there after he called the police, and there was nothing. He quit. That was it. I'm done. No more Greenie. Greenie left.
I can't say I blame him on that one.
No, I'm not. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'd have second thoughts if I saw a severed limb on the. Yeah, I'm not. Not really. So, okay. So, having been a war hospital, it comes as a little surprise that the Biltmore has a reputation for ghostly occurrences, given how many people have died there. Figures in hospital gowns have been spotted in the corridors, sometimes floating above the ground. People describe being tapped on the shoulder by ghostly figures wearing soldiers' uniforms.
Ooh.
While the building stood empty, there were frequent reports of windows opening and closing, lights turning on and off when there was no electricity, and the sound of music heard from outside. But again, police investigate, and nothing's ever.
Nothing found.
Yeah. An apparition of a couple dancing has been witnessed often in one of the hotel's ballrooms, but the image quickly fades.
Oh.
The figure of a woman
Do
has been
not.
seen wandering through the grounds, supposedly looking for her child. They don't know the origin
Yeah.
of this story, but some
Yeah, but
believe it to be the ghost of a young woman who fell trying to save her son.
they're still not quite sure if she fell or not, but
What
she
is
did
this?
plummet to her death.
Who had climbed. So this apparently, one of the things is his son climbed up onto the balcony railing. Others say the woman was stabbed to death by a stranger while walking out with her child. So they said lamps have been mysteriously unplugged. Corners of beds have appeared sunken as though someone was sitting on them. Okay, so that's the Fatty Walsh thing.
The seance
So
was held in the 1970s, where contact with Fatty was said to be established. Paranormal investigators focused on the 13th floor have allegedly seen shadowy representations of the gangster. There have been reports of heavy breathing following them around and even loud sighs heard on their recordings.
nice.
Who writes boo on a bathroom mirror?
Right? Even if you're a ghost, that's a little
A little generic. Come on, give me something. Give me like an Edgar Allan Poe something,
yeah, a little Nevermore or something. Red rum. Give me a red rum.
Yeah, a little red rub. Oh, well, on the other side of the mirror, that says burger. I mean, that's. I found that interesting. I didn't realize they held a seance there until I pulled this
Joe.
up real quick. And actually said to make contact with Fatty. Oh, I like that. That's very old school.
Yeah, and this is
There's that ballroom. Oh,
yeah.
you got a little. That's got to
Little,
be added
that
right
looks
there, right?
Photoshop to me. I don't
Yeah.
think that's real. But I like the picture, and that's one of the ballrooms, and that's where they said they see the couple dancing. But I think, yeah, in this one, I could swear I see a shadow figure on the left side of this picture.
Left side. Hold on, let me look.
Yeah.
Hold on here. Let me really look.
Far away.
Look far away.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, close one eye and
Is this like one of those pictures they always make you stare at the wall?
you stare at it, and then all of a sudden, oh, it's a dolphin. Yeah.
And you've been staring at it for 3 hours, and someone walks up 3 seconds later, it's a dolphin.
Yeah, that's it. So if you stare at the center of the picture with the sunlight,
Yeah.
and then dart your eyes over to the left.
Is that just like
That could be just a spot playing on the eyes, but I could swear
no?
there's
Oh,
something.
I'm looking right in that corner, right?
Yeah.
It looks like there's a face there, and I'm not looking at the center of the picture at all.
No.
There looks like there's a face and possibly a body. No, I see it
Yeah.
right there in the corner.
Yeah.
Nurse.
Is that a nurse? That's interesting.
Interesting that came up.
Yeah. Considering
No,
she's a war hospital.
I see it, bro. I'm as you would say, I'm sponging up what you're spilling.
So yeah, that was I think that picture was from like the 20s or something, like right after it opened.
That's
And I was
interesting.
like, wow. Only the best,
Ooh, Bing Crosby stayed there, and Al Capone.
Yeah. Al Capone was big here. He was here quite a bit.
Wow.
Dog.
Maybe a dog.
Maybe a dog.
Yeah. I like this location. Got any other stuff? What do you think? You want to score it?
Oh no, hold on. There's tales of babies
Yeah.
crying through walls, noises from a party that wasn't happening, guests
Yes.
coming up to the front desk and then vanishing as the clerk comes to their aid. The biggest phantom seems to be a red dressed woman who looks at the bar's piano player with a mile long stare, only to vanish the very second the musician stops his Ivory's fandango. That's a good way to write that. I just had to pull up some more stuff here just to see if there's anything else we haven't talked about. Guests coming to the front desk and vanishing as the clerk. That's good. Why babies crying through walls? That's interesting. That's interesting. Many men in uniforms being tapped. No, Bill Clinton stayed there. Oh, yeah. We didn't talk about that. When Bill Clinton
stayed
was
at my
staying there, every time he tried putting on the football game, it would turn it off. It wouldn't let him watch football.
hotel. That's the devil.
That's the devil.
Don't like the foosball.
At the foosball.
Don't like that foosball.
Oh man.
Phone.
I keep getting phone quite a bit.
Oh. I'm just I love it. The Gatsby alcohol was legal, but morphine and coke could be bought at your corner pharmacy. I love the Gatsby. That's funny. No, that baby's crying thing's got me. But let's go ahead and score
nice.
this.
Trader.
Okay. So what do you think of the residual here?
Let me think. Let's see. We got. I think there's a lot of residual. Honestly, you got the lady, in white who fell to her death, possibly stabbed to death. You got every. You got the ballroom dancers.
Yeah. What do you think about the figure wandering through the grounds? Do you think that's residual?
Oh, you have you got the figure wandering the grounds. Now, are you talking about the one that's looking for a child?
Yes.
Is that not the same one that fell to her death?
It's supposedly related. That's what they suspect. That's the woman.
They suspect it's the same person.
Yes.
But is it? I don't know.
But is it? I don't know. I don't know either because two different areas. It's almost like they talk to them like they're two different entities.
Cage.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So I don't know.
I think she's residual. The one looking for a child. I think she's residual.
Judge.
Yeah.
What about the red dress woman with the piano player?
That's a.
But
she
think that might be intelligent.
When he stopped playing.
When he
That might be intelligent.
Like she's like, "Oh, you're gonna quit playing? Then I'm just gonna leave."
Then I'm out. Yeah. But is the piano player real?
I think the piano player is real.
Okay. Because I was like, if they were both ghosts, that would be awesome.
That would be interesting. What about the guest coming up to the front desk and then vanishing as the clerk comes
Finish.
to their aid?
I think that's residual.
I think that's residual too.
Okay. The figures in hospital gowns.
Residual. I think
Yeah.
the soldiers being seen are residual.
I don't think so because people describe being tapped on the shoulder by him.
Oh shit. Yeah. Getting oh yeah, they're not residual. But I think that is the nurse residual? I don't know if the nurse is residual now because the shadow figure in the picture and then the Oculus saying nurse.
Yeah. That's an interesting one. But then the figures in the hospital gown, some of them are seen floating above the ground. So I don't
Yeah.
that's weird. But yeah, the couple dancing for sure. Um okay, so sitting on the corner
Elderly.
of the bed. The impressions on the corner of the bed, do you think that's residual or do you think that's intelligent?
That's a good question. Um I'm gonna put those as residual. But they're residual haunts don't necessarily. Yeah, I can't put that as residual because I don't believe that residual haunts can actually affect the actual physical plane.
Yeah,
So I can't put that as residual.
I could see that.
But I
Okay,
think the
still
residual.
I think residual is good here.
Yeah, I think
It's
Crying.
I think it's better than the
You
Vinoy.
think it's better than Vinoy?
I think it is better than Vinoy. I think there's more here
Yeah,
than what we had at the Vinoy.
I agree with that. Um, I don't think I'm at a 10 though, so that
I'm not
basically
at 10. I was gonna say a 9.
yeah. Okay, intelligent.
Again, I'm gonna go back since I just said it. I'm gonna go back to the red woman. I think she's intelligent.
Yes.
I think
You think
what's
the whole Fatty Walsh thing is intelligent?
I think Fatty Walsh is intelligent.
Especially
I
with what he did to
Yeah,
the couple?
the couple on the 13th floor, how he likes to play games, the fact that he's on turning off Bill Clinton's television, if that's Fatty Walsh. I don't know if that is, but they're claiming it to be.
Mhm. Well, by the way, you can still see the bullet hole that shot Fatty Walsh
Yeah, in the hotel room.
Boy.
in the fire, in the fireplace.
Yeah. um, you got the military personnel. Maybe the other
I
female that
think the soldiers are I think the soldiers are intelligent, especially the ones tapping. I gotta give claim to the nurse that we
yeah,
saw in the picture. I think with that and the response, I think that we've got to at least give a bonus point there for intelligent.
I'm kind of with you there.
Prison.
I think the intelligent is definitely higher than the Vinoy.
Yes.
Um,
Is it higher than the residual?
I don't think it's higher than the residual, but I think it's close to the residual. I think we're sitting at about a
Stress.
7 here.
Yeah, I'm kind of at a 7.
Yeah, I'm right there, 7. Bam, 7.
Bam. Okay. Poltergeist activity. Again. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, whether you believe it to be Fatty or not, he's stopping the elevator. He's
Lights
taking
turning on and off,
lights turning on and off,
windows opening and closing.
windows opening and closing.
Um,
Lights with turning on and off with no power there.
yeah. Yeah, windows opening and closing to sound of music. The hills are alive.
Sound
With
of
the
music.
sound of music. The God, I hated that movie.
Judge.
Right, I'm not one to judge. What about writing "boo" in the mirror?
Town.
Yeah. Thinking about that, the writings in the mirror, I think I have to kind of put towards poltergeist activity.
Yeah, and the I think the impression in the bed too, sitting on the bed.
Yep.
I think that's solid. This is where solid objects are being affected. So
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see that in reflecting the object score as well.
yeah. Okay. So let's see. What are we thinking? I'm kind of. I think I'm kind of even with the Vinoy on this one.
Oh, I'm just looking here.
Disrespectful.
Sorry.
Cheating.
Yeah, 7 sounds really good here. 7 sounds really good. So non-human. I think there is a little bit of a non-human entity here.
Yes.
There have been shadowy figures seen on the 13th floor.
Yes.
We have possibly a shadow figure in that picture.
Yes.
Whether it used to be a nurse or not, it's not anymore if it's a shadow figure.
Yep.
Haunted.
Trying to think of anything else for non-human. No, that's kind of really it though, right?
Yeah.
Why did you come?
Not not big on the non-human here.
No, but it's not a 1.
It's not a 1. I was around a 4 or 5.
I think. Yeah, I
Or
think I'm about at a 4.
you're at a 4? I'll go with
Yeah.
the 4. Go with the 4 here.
Hey, what'd you think of the history here?
I love the history. I love the fact that it's not just been a hotel. I love that it's been a college campus, a war hospital, what was the other thing?
Not to
Ooh,
mention it was like a fashion thing, and they did
yeah,
the
the world's largest
aquatic
or the
things. World's
largest
largest
pool in the United
pool.
States or
Yeah,
world's largest pool,
world's
uh,
largest pool.
was considered the largest building in the state of Florida at a time.
Yeah,
93-foot copper tower.
yeah,
Uh, the history with Fatty, the there's a lot of good history here, I think.
yeah. I'm definitely higher than the Vinoy here.
I was kind of putting down around an 8. It was kind of where I was thinking.
Yeah, I'm kind of down for an 8.
Let's go
Keep
8.
recording.
We
We're
will.
gonna keep recording.
Okay. Manifestations.
We got them.
We got them. Really good ones.
Yeah. You got the nurses. You got the war soldiers. You got Fatty. You got
You got the
Woman
hospital
in red.
people. You got the the shadow figures.
Shadow
The
figures.
woman in red.
There's
Do you want to
quite a
play?
bit here, and
Um,
again, it's multiple different things.
Yeah, it's a
Uh,
really good variety.
really good variety of manifestation here.
Yeah.
Do I think it's as high as Vinoy? If I think about it, I almost have to say yes.
Yeah.
Um, including the fact that the people walking up to the front desk, they think they're so real that he's coming to help them check in, and then they disappear. Kind of like the guy at Vinoy, where they ask him for help, and he turns around, acknowledges, and disappears. So
Yeah.
I I I, I'm kind of right there with the Vinoy at the 9.
Yeah. I'm I'm almost tempted to give it to 10, but I think I'm gonna go 9 as well. Um okay. Audio here.
Devil.
Again with the devil.
You got the babies crying.
Yeah. The
Doors opening
music.
and closing, the music. Uh,
Um I know there was a footstep thing. What was it? So yeah, when the woman was trapped
yeah,
on the
she heard people talking, laughing, and footsteps,
yeah, and smelled cigar smoke, but that'll go
and
with the
smelled
feels.
cigar smoke. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. The audio's, I think, kind of decent here.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Is it? Is it? You think it's better than Vinoy? I think there's more here than the Vinoy.
Disrespectful.
Wow.
I'm not trying to be.
I'm geez. Um, yeah, I'm kind of right there. I'm probably at a 7.
I was thinking one above the Vinoy here at a 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there with you.
Okay, feels. And
Feels
again, we got to go 5 because people being tapped on the shoulder.
people already being tapped on the shoulder.
There's the smell of cigar smoke.
Smell of cigar smoke. Yep. You got
Um,
the huge fear of being locked on the 13th floor by yourself.
yeah. Yeah, that woman was hysterical
Yeah.
when they went to get her.
Yeah.
Hanged.
Hanged. Nice. So, okay, the 13th floor tower suite was known as the
Oh,
Everglades Suite.
I forgot about this. There have been reports of heavy breathing following them
Yeah.
around and even loud sighs heard on their recordings.
Yeah.
I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
I think I'm still at a 7 on the audio.
Yeah, I think so too.
But you
So,
got the feeling of being followed around,
yeah.
the feeling of being followed, been touched. You got the cigar smoke. With the fear. Trying to think of any other feels here. Do you put feels with no, I'd probably put that with objects with the depressions on the bed.
Yeah. What about the guest clerk's feelings when somebody walks up to the desk and you think it's real?
Yeah, that freaked me the shit out. Or coming out of the shower and see boo written on your mirror,
Yeah.
even as generic as boo is. But
I don't know
it
if that's
does
going to change
say
my
that,
I don't think
here's how it's written. An unseen finger has also been seen writing the word boo on steamed up bathroom mirrors. Like they
Yeah.
see it write it.
Okay, so does manifest go to a 10?
That's pretty prominent to see
To
something
see a
that's not there
finger,
writing
just a
boo.
finger.
Like you're standing in front of the mirror and all of a sudden you're watching it write boo.
You're watching this.
It could say hi, and I'd probably run the fuck out of there.
I see that finger. I'd be like,
It could say you just won the lottery, and I God.
that could give me lotto numbers, and I'd be like, I'm dipping, and just
I
leave it
might
on the mirror, and I'll come
back
back.
out with my cell phone, so I
Click, gotta go.
yeah, I think I have to move the manifestations up to 10 on that one. I think I have to. They're watching it, write it.
Yeah. Because I was almost there with like the guests coming up and then disappearing at the desk because that happened multiple times. But yeah, no, the finger did it. Fingered me right up to a 10. Okay, so feels, are we better or worse or about the same as the Vinoy?
Again, I think the shock factor here kind of puts it up above the Vinoy, don't you? Imagine seeing something depressed in your bed.
Yeah, or sitting on your back.
Or
That's at the Vinoy. I'm trying to tit for tat here.
okay. Imagine being locked on the 13th floor.
Well, imagine the elevator being stopped.
Trapped.
Okay. Imagine someone writing something on the window on the mirror and seeing it happen.
Brandy.
Iron board knocking the closet door open.
Okay. Hotel guests walking up to the door that disappear.
The concierge turning around when being called and disappearing.
Finding a limb laying on the floor.
A severed limb. That's the one. Finding a severed limb on the floor and then nothing. Yeah, that one. All right, I'll go 7.
All right.
Talk me up.
That was pretty good there. All right, let's go for tit for
Let's
tat
go
here.
tit for tat.
All right, so with that said, objects.
Okay, so severed limb,
Severed limb.
but we don't know that wasn't real. But
Yeah,
that's in the end, and then we got the finger, so we got two
Yep.
different types of severed limbs that
Yeah.
are showing up. But that's not an object. Object is a physical thing being affected. So the elevator,
Lights turning off and off.
lights
The
turning on and
elevator,
off, the window opening and closing.
Don't leave.
closing.
So we kind of look to the poltergeist, and that's kind of our base. So it usually falls right around that.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's
the
kind of
depression in the bed.
depression in the bed. I like that. What we didn't talk about, Phil, is about the babies crying, but
I know. I think that, I mean, it's definitely audio, but yeah, if I hear babies crying in the walls, that would kind of trip me out, dude.
yeah.
But I try to, I don't give too many points to stuff like that because I want the feelings of dread or malaise.
Malaise.
I like feelings of malaise.
Feelings of malaise.
Or my favorite was the Alaskan bar and hotel. They were like, I felt surrounded.
Surrounded.
And I was like, that's a good one. I like
Who is she?
It's such a simple term.
it is. Felt surrounded.
But objects here, I think again correlates with the poltergeist activity.
Yeah, I don't think I'm any different there. So yeah,
What
I'm gonna
happened to me?
7 on that.
7 on this. Danger.
I think we got a little bit more danger here than the Vinoy.
Well, we're at a 5 here off the bat with a you can touch me, you can hurt me, so we're gonna
Right.
start there.
And we dropped at the
We
Vinoy
dropped
because there was no malevolent, there was no threatening. I think with Fatty Walsh, the shadow figure up there, and the shadow figure we saw, I
Yeah.
think I think that's gonna bump this up a little bit.
That's twice you called me a traitor. I'm not a traitor. I
Eating
think
too.
yeah, I think I don't know, for some reason, the woman in red dress gives me a weird feeling.
Like
Cable.
she's got the stalker vibe or something, like she's all
Yeah.
like a lioness at the hunt until he stops playing.
Yeah. Being followed around, I
Got the
think
hots
is
for the piano man.
Yeah.
It's 9 o'clock. Oh fuck. I'm gonna go.
Goodness gracious, what the fuck is that?
Evening crowd shuffles in. It's a woman in a red dress with a shitty ass grin. Um,
But
so
I think
I don't know if that presents a danger to anybody else except for the
Noah.
piano man, but I think I'm like 6 or 7, I think.
I was thinking 6 is kind of where I was
Yeah.
sitting.
I'm down for a 6.
Yeah, let's go 6. I'm thinking 6. Yeah,
Fight.
6 or 7. 6 sounds good.
Yeah, take a bite out of that. All right.
Let's
The Biltmore Hotel in
65.
Coral Gables or Miami gets a 72.
72. Wow. Wow.
It's a good
That's
score, bro.
a lot of 7s in it though. I mean, it's
Yeah, we got a
one.
lot of 7s across the board here. There's 5 7s
Yeah. Yeah.
and then a 6 and an 8, which washed to 7s.
Yep.
And then we got a
9
9 and a 10. So
and 8 and then the 4. Yeah. That's not bad. That's pretty good.
like it.
I like it too.
All right, we got one more, my friends.
Well, first
And
off, do you think this is
I think this is haunted.
haunted?
Weak.
I think this is haunted.
Think this is haunted.
And I am gonna blame the person who did the seance
Back in the
because
70s.
because I think this drew the shadow figure of Fatty Walsh.
Ooh. Ooh, yeah.
So
All right, haunted. I have to agree with you. I think place is definitely haunted.
definitely active, definitely paranormal experiences.
Definitely, you're getting a parallel experience, but you're gonna get a little bit
I
more.
believe there's a haunting here, and it's on the 13th floor.
Yeah. All right. So, do we need to take a break, Dave? That's the question.
It's up to you, bro. Do you want to push through or
I'm good. I don't have to piss or nothing. I still got a nice cold beer sitting here.
all right? Yeah, I got a fresh one that I just opened. So yeah, let's dig into the last location.
I think we dig in, just push through and dig into the good old St. Augustine
The
lighthouse here, which might be one of David's favorite locations.
It's definitely top 10 for sure. So this
Leave me
is
alone.
the 8th tallest lighthouse in the US, I think. It's either
Okay.
US or world, but it's the 8th tallest lighthouse.
What is the date?
It's the second. I was like, what is the date?
And it's April 2.
So off the coast of Florida, where rivers spill out into the unforgiving waters of the Atlantic. Sorry. Says one of America's oldest and most haunted structures, the St. Augustine Lighthouse. It's 164 feet tall on the northern edge of Anastasia Island since the mid 1500s. It has seen its fair share of history, for better or for worse, from the colonization of the Americas to the Hundred Years' War to the birth of a nation and its subsequent divide. This place has been and seen everything in the history of the United States. What year was America said founded on?
You mean like the Plymouth Rock thing, or
Yeah.
that was like 1620?
No,
Something.
1492 when Columbus got here, right?
Well, that was when, Columbus sailed the ocean blue and blah, blah, blah. That's when he wiped out an indigenous people because he made a wrong turn.
I'm just saying this
Uh,
place
That's
has
why
been here
we don't
since.
celebrate Columbus Day anymore, bro, because
Yes, I know. I know
um,
exactly why.
Indigenous People Day.
Yeah.
Because
But I'm just saying this place has been around since the 1500s, not too long after he arrived here.
in fact, there was a watchtower built on this spot in 1589.
Yes.
Phone.
It wasn't a lighthouse. It was just to watch out for ships.
Yes.
But it didn't do anything to keep them from crashing on the rocks. It was just like, oh, look, there's a ship. But 1589, bro, that's like,
Yeah.
that's some serious history.
Yeah. So the lighthouse has stood watch year after year through
Attic.
power struggles, plagues, but it's always been a beacon of hope in the actual darkness. But it has left a mark. And I love how it's written here, and this is why I have this up. You may not see it at first, but it's there. Looking up at its twisted black and white striped base, capped with a blood red crown, you can almost sense it. I love how that's written. That's the whole reason I pulled this up, because I didn't want to write it down. I wanted to read it. But even looking at the pictures of this place, you have a feeling that there's something
Take a look at
off
that.
about it. There's something just not quite right.
Yeah.
It's built out of a mixture of limestone, which we know,
Strange.
and broken shells that you can actually feel with your fingers if you run your hands across the walls. That's the limestone itself is enough.
We've talked about limestone, like, conducts paranormal energy.
Heart attack.
This is just so well written. It's hard not to read the whole damn thing.
Yeah. So anyway, built to
Run.
support the nearby Castillo de Marcos, this watchtower survived numerous changes of hands. Each new conqueror had their own particular idea of not only how the tower should function, but of its design. They added to it, and they took additions away, then they added again. And throughout this constant redesign, the watchtower saw its share of epic battles. The HMS Industry, which sank in 1763, along with it all of the iron and axes and grindstones Britain had sent over to use in building the new American colonies. Or how 16 ships that wrecked on one very rambunctious, as they say, New Year's Eve, fleeing the aftermath of the Americans' victory in the Revolutionary War.
Yeah. they say over what thousands thousands of bodies underneath this lighthouse.
Oh yeah, it was the watchtower was taken over by pirates and a Spanish captain who
Follow
cut off
news.
the ear of an accused smuggler.
Huh.
Why did you come?
I live here. The lighthouse seen today was built after the fall of the South in the Civil War. Concern grew over the state of the tower. Was its position the most strategic? Was the worn out lighthouse going to
Criminal.
fall into the ocean? Was something that they thought about. But funding was granted to build a new lighthouse nearby the original in 1874.
Ooh.
And while that construction happened, there was a very tragic death because what they used to do was they would haul in their material from the boats in the bay by like a trolley line or a zip line or something like a ski
Yeah.
lift type thing or whatever. And the guy who was in charge of building the place, he had 3 daughters, and they used to love to ride that thing
Yep.
back down to the ship. Well, one time they rode down and the brakes failed
Yeah.
on the line, and 2 of the 3 girls drowned.
Yeah. While rolling near the cliff's edge, the rail cart came off its tracks, sending the young girls down into the water below. So, because it was the 3 daughters and their friends that were playing.
Right.
Some of them were actually rescued in time, but unfortunately, both Mr. Petty's daughters were lost at sea. That that I wish on no one. And it was the
Higher. Glass.
Hezekiah Petit? Hezekiah Petit?
Petit? Yeah, it's Petit.
Yeah.
Mary Adelaide, Eliza,
Yeah.
Edward, and Carrie were the Petit children.
Yeah.
Oh, Hezekiah.
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 And he was actually the man overseeing the construction.
Right.
And it
And the
was
wife
his
was Mary.
daughters. Yeah. His daughters are the ones that unfortunately were lost over the cliff's edge.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So it was the 3 Petit sisters. Mary was 15, Eliza was 13, and Carrie was 4, along with an unknown African American girl 10 years old,
Yeah.
who they believe the father worked on the site.
Stop.
The only one to survive was Carrie, the 4-year-old.
The 4-year-old, yeah.
And I was like, oh wow, that's a sad thing.
So
Okay,
then
yeah.
there's
Eighth tallest lighthouse in the United States.
eighth. Okay.
Confirm that, reading my notes.
So then there's the story of Maria Mestre de los Dolores.
Nice. You got all that out.
1859, she became not only the first woman to serve in the U.S. Coast Guard, but she also became the first Hispanic American woman to command a federal shore installation, the St. Augustine Lighthouse. Her appointment came after her husband, the formerly mentioned caretaker Joseph Andrew, met his fateful end. Maria was heartbroken, left on Anastasia Island to follow in the very same footsteps her husband had once walked, and even was known to stand at the edge of the catwalk looking down to where her husband's body had once laid broken. So evidently her husband had fallen to his death. She could still be found there on occasion, leaning over the railing and imagining what those last few seconds of Joseph's life had been. It doesn't say how she dies though.
Hmm.
But this is the one that they still see at the top of the lighthouse, leaning over the railing, staring
So
down.
while we're here,
Yeah. Yeah, there's actually a picture of it.
yeah, and then this is another shot.
I mean, it looks better not blown up and blurry, but I like that shot better.
Yeah,
Man, that's an amazing freaking lighthouse too. What a capture though.
yeah, it's amazing.
Brian,
An amazing capture.
what do you want?
I don't know. Ask Brian. Well, since the accident with the girls, both visitors and lighthouse workers have reported hearing girls giggling in the woods behind the watchtower.
Yeah.
Others claim they've witnessed what looks like a 4 foot tall figures peeking around corners.
Yeah.
In this particular case, they're supposedly playful. They're not malevolent at all.
Yeah. They've
Um,
also find dirty child-sized footprints on the floors in the
Yes,
morning when they
barefoot.
come.
Okay.
Coming in
Yeah.
through the door. Yeah. Like they're just coming in from the water.
Yeah. Then you have I like the cigar smoke,
Mhm.
who they call the man. I don't know why they call him the man.
I don't know, but
But you'll
yeah,
get lingering odors of cigar smoke, despite the fact that the place, of course, is
Drink.
smoke-free. But once you
Living
when you
room.
smell it,
yeah. So they usually
often
spot
after go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So it's usually spotted in the basement of what used to be the lightkeeper's house. This shadow figure is known for making the room smell like cigars and flooding visitors with feelings of foreboding. There we go. There's a
Long
feel.
There long after the cigar smoke has lingered away,
Mm.
a huge sense of fear and foreboding still sits in the air long after the cigar smoke is gone. But they've also seen the too tall shadowy figure of a man. He's often seen dressed in a blue jacket and a mariner's cap. Oh. I love that picture. I love that picture. That thing just leaning over. And that picture doesn't do it justice if you haven't seen the video.
Yeah.
Because as soon as it leans back, you can see it run up the catwalk, or I don't even know, the
The
stairs.
stairs. Yeah. It runs up the stairs and then leans over again, like quickly.
Yeah.
There's
So walking his route up and down the spiral staircase or looking down from the catwalk above. So the people have seen him, not just caught by, that video, but people have actually seen that in multiple occasions.
oh yeah.
A
How are
lot
you?
of
That
people believe it's
episode of
actually the ghost
Ghostbusters,
of
everybody saw it like
Blair.
multiple times.
Yeah. They actually believe it's the ghost of William Russell.
Yeah.
Protectful, dutiful housekeeper from the 1850s. But others point to Joseph Andrew, going back
Seance.
to the female, first Spanish American female to ever take a post,
Mhm.
who fell from the top of the scaffolding in 1859 while putting on a fresh coat of paint.
Mhm.
That man, that I'm a little torn between who or what this is.
Yeah.
Because the fact that he leaves that sense of fear and foreboding lingering around him, like it's like a fart lingering in the air after you leave a room.
Memories.
Please.
That bugs me. Like it's just coming off of him to where
Dark.
regardless if it was William Russell or Joseph Andrew,
Yeah.
it's no longer William Russell or Joseph Andrew.
Yeah, no, it's a shadow figure. They
And
also
it's
thought it was one of the lighthouse keepers, Peter Rasmussen, because of his love of cigars. He was a big cigar
yeah,
drinker.
that's right. Peter Rasmussen, the Love of Cigar guy. Yeah, I forgot about him.
Lady.
There's it.
So, but yeah, with regards to Joseph Andrew, people actually hear the screams of a man falling to his death from
Oh,
outside. Like, ah,
uh,
it's really fun. Um,
going back to the girls though, they also see flashes of a young girl dressed in period clothing, gazing out from the lighthouse door, or even standing up by the stairs window.
mhm.
Even though they consider her very pleasant and rarely interacts with actual visitors.
Yep. They also think they see Mary in a blue velvet dress.
Yeah. And I think that would
That's the
be
mother. They think they
yeah.
see her in a
Yeah.
blue dress walking around.
Wow. So here's an interesting quote about the man or the man in blue, whatever you want to call him, the shadow keeper on the stairs, whoever you want to call him. When he appears, he makes life a living hell for the workers. One lighthouse keeper refused to go back to work because the man in blue harassed him for a whole night, chasing him up and
Up and
down
down the
Closer.
stairs.
119 stairs of the lighthouse. Eventually, lighthouse duty had to be handed over to the Coast Guard because of this. Like, nope, I'm not doing it no more.
Dining.
Yeah. So there was another lighthouse keeper who was so devastated by the loneliness of the job that he hanged himself inside the tower.
Yeah.
So you also at night you hear boot steps, the stepping of
Yeah.
boots are heard inside the lighthouse.
And I'm just gonna point out because again, this was probably my ultimate favorite episode of Ghost Hunters. They caught the boot steps on audio in the
Yeah.
lighthouse. Going off what you're saying, every time he hears those boot steps coming up the stairs behind him, he turns around, there's no one there.
Yeah. They also talk about there's
Help.
a can that held the oil for the
Yeah.
lantern,
Yeah.
and people will hear that thing being picked up and dropped,
Oh.
and it just echoes through the lighthouse tower.
Back.
Wow.
Say the window on the tower will open and close so often that they have it secured with a sandbag.
That's I mean, that could be
It could be
weather.
wind.
Yeah.
It could be the wind, but yes, but they're like, no, we're just gonna leave. So we're just gonna tie a sandbag to it so it stays closed.
But
I
imagine
just thought
being chased all the way up and all the way down 200. I would have gave up like a quarter of the way up the stairs.
they're like, fine, catch
You
me.
got me.
Go ahead.
Never.
Never?
That
I refuse.
the fact that he ran all the way up and
Count.
all the way back down, that's a phenomenal feat in themselves. Music boxes sold in the gift shop there mysteriously pop open and start playing all by themselves.
Mm.
Tour guides report increased incidences of being touched or seized by shades while showing visitants around. That's
Workers will often discover previously bolted doors from the night before hanging wide open the next day.
yeah.
Tour guides report increased instances of being touched or seized by shades.
That's what I was just saying.
Yeah.
That
I was like, shades, so shadow figures,
yeah, seized by
right?
shades.
I was like, somebody's grabbing their glasses. What is that? And I'm like,
Oh,
wait a
they're
minute. No,
like,
that's not.
"Rrr."
That's give me those glasses. That's the devil.
You're on that one today.
Well, I keep
So-
getting it on my damn ghost tube.
Surprisingly, I've been eerily quiet tonight. It's very weird. I'm not used to that.
Yeah. Yeah, I dig this location. It's
I'm close.
see,
Yeah, that's still yours.
that's still me.
$219
Children.
stairs.
We're
Mine just
19 stairs. And when the ghost hunters did that investigation, they had a wireless audio mic that they kept having to put batteries in because it kept draining,
yeah.
and then they would move it to different spots because they kept hearing weird shit.
They
And like
chased that shadow all the way up those 219 stairs.
way up. And they were seeing they would see like a hand grab the rail
Yeah. As it was running up. Oof.
as it was running. It was weird. It's crazy.
It was always like a floor and a half above them as they were running.
Yeah. So
And
there
then
was
they get to the top and there's nothing.
there was one lighthouse keeper that had so much activity in the lightkeeper's house that he refused to live there. He lived in the Coast Guard bungalow
Yeah.
that was
And
off to the side of the island because he's like, I ain't staying in that house.
well, the lightkeeper's house actually burnt down.
Yeah.
And they were going to tear it down. Well, someone bought it and he was just going to tear it down. And this group actually ended up raising like a ton of money to get it back up and running, or fixed up, I should say.
Oh,
But they
interesting.
still have lots of paranormal activity still actually down in the basement area.
Oh, yeah.
Lighthouse keeper living in the home in 1950s. He reported hearing footsteps upstairs, went to investigate,
No.
but no one was up there. The head keeper at the time was James Pippin. He served from 53 to 55 and was the last keeper to live at the actual light station. He initially lived in the keeper's house.
Mhm.
Yeah, this is the guy, the Coastal Lookout building, swearing that the big house was haunted and would not stay another night in it.
Yep.
Did.
So talk about because of all the tropical storms and hurricanes that many ships and ocean liners sank and people lost their lives.
Yeah.
So many ships have been unable to withstand the harsh waves and currents of the open waters. As a result, many water vessels have collapsed under the pressure and have sunk into the depths of the Atlantic Ocean. One of the facts associated with the St. Augustine Lighthouse is that it appears throughout history that the light emitted from the tower not only attracts the living, but also the souls of those that lost their lives at sea.
Wow.
For well over 150
Drowned.
years, many ghostly tales have been told about lost souls by those that worked at and lived around St. Augustine's lighthouse. These stories have
me alone.
contributed to its reputation as one of the most haunted places in
Cable.
Florida. A story associated with the lighthouse surrounds a little girl dressed in clothing that is appropriate to the era of the early 20th century. Upon investigating deaths that occurred in the late 1900s, it was found that a small girl was killed by a train that often ran near the grounds of the lighthouse during the time period.
Oh.
The documentation surrounding the child's death is not at all specific enough to give a set age, but the individuals that have claimed to have seen her spirit tell that she looks as if she's 10 to 11
Over
years old.
here. Niece.
Maybe a niece.
Many witnesses to this ghost claim that she is often seen walking around the structure that the light keepers resided in, as well as the tower itself, just behind the bushes.
Oh.
Let's see.
We have a story of a local man who actually crafted leather goods, who actually rented the property during the 1960s. He actually tells a story of waking up one night with a small girl standing by his bed. As he blinked his eyes to look at her, she disappeared. Yeah, $1.2 million. These people, all volunteer Junior Service League of St. Augustine, raised $1.2 million to fix up the keeper's house instead of having it torn down. Construction workers and volunteers during the renovation reported numerous unexplained incidents in the home. That's nice. Psychics contact staffers frequently, and one told them that a young African American girl's name was Ellie or Eleanor.
What is your name?
One night, the dark lighthouse
I'm
tower,
Dave.
a lone staffer member was closing up for the night. He heard
Grandson.
giggling at the top of the tower. Thought he might have left someone at the top of the tower. He returned to the top, find it empty. He began to head back down the tower. He heard the same giggles below him. Descending to the bottom, he once again found no one there. Another person on one of the tour was standing on the first step of the metal lighthouse staircase. When she took her first step to climb the tower, she found her shoelace tied to the staircase.
Nice.
On one of the other guided tours, a group of young women in the basement of the keeper's home. Well, the young woman actually rented an EMF. I didn't know you can rent those. EMF meter to measure the electrical activity caused by spirits. The young woman holding the meter asked the girls if they wanted to play hide and seek. The meter spiked. The woman wandered the basement searching for the hiding girls, finally finding meter activity under the spiral staircase leading to the main floor. Excitedly, she said she found them and asked if she wanted to play again. Like before, the meter spiked. Once again, the young woman searched the basement for the girls and, after several minutes, found electrical energy near the children's play table. At that time, another set of guests came into the basement and the energy dissipated.
Martha.
That's cool. I like that.
Several years ago during the day, a guest was exploring the maritime hammock trails and came upon a young girl in a Victorian outfit sitting on a bench reading a book. As she began to ask the girl a question, another group came up from the opposite direction. Distracted by the group, The woman looked away for only a moment and turned back to find the little girl on the bench gone. Similar instance, a woman on a ghost tour approached another woman to compliment her daughter's
Man.
behavior on the tour. Confused, the woman said she had no daughter. The other woman then told her that a little girl had been standing by her side most of the evening.
And there were no children on
There
that
are
tour.
no children on that tour. Oh, that's some good stuff.
Yeah.
Guide.
I'm glad I saved that website to kind of take a look at.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, man, there's a lot going on here.
Poke.
And I have to say, with that said, I think it's time to score it.
Yeah. Let's score it.
So, of course, the first is residual.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's residual or not in this place, Dave.
It's kind of hard to. It's kind of hard to tell. Is it, like this? Is this residual, or is this intelligent? I gotta.
I think that's residual.
I think it's residual too, but
Poke.
I can't discount that that's intelligent.
I couldn't discount it, but it has a residual feel. She's
feels-
in the long and looking for her husband.
Yeah, it feels residual to me. The girl sitting on the bench, I think is residual. I think that's the girl that was killed in the train accident.
I think that's very possible. That's residual.
I think
What about?
I think the cigar smoke is residual, but I also think that's intelligent.
Yeah, I think it depends on the situation,
Yeah.
on what you're experiencing.
Yeah, and I'm wondering because they don't know who the man is. Could multiple entities be kind of feeding this? Because they talk about a possibility of three
Yeah,
entities
3 different individuals possibly being this guy.
being this man. Could it be all or a combination of the three? Or do you think it's just one of them causing all this activity?
I think it could be well, there's instances where it's described as a shadow figure, and there's also
With
instances
heat.
where it's described as a man in blue.
Yes. And right away, we got to think that's two different entities.
I would think that would be 2 different entities, honestly.
Yeah.
Asshole.
I was waiting for that. It's been a while. You've been quiet tonight. Yeah, maybe you're the asshole. I've been chatty. You're the asshole. Yeah.
I think the girls are intelligent.
I think the girls are intelligent. I think I don't know what to think about the guys, honestly.
I think the boot steps are residual.
Okay. Well, are they? Because they
I
stop
think
when he turns and looks.
okay.
Like when it's noticed, they stop.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, I was
Oh
making
well, at night the current keeper constantly says he can hear boots coming up the stairs, but when he turns around, there's no one there. Doesn't say that it stops, at least not for me here.
okay.
So I think the current footsteps that he hears, I think, is
Phone.
residual.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm picking that up. Again, I don't feel like the residual is that high here though. It's
I think-
definitely lower than Vinoy.
I think, yeah. I don't think it's that
Do not.
low, but
Far
yeah, I
away.
think probably a 6 or 7.
I was thinking 6.
Yeah, I'm down for a 6, but I think the most of the stuff is intelligent and non-human and poltergeists, all this kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah. So intelligent. I think there's multiple intelligent entities here.
I think the intelligent factor here is probably the highest of the night.
Which is saying that's not saying as much as I thought it would, because our highest so far, not counting our Scare Network one, is 7.
It's not as high as the Scare Network one,
It's
but the
not as
highest
high as it.
5, I think it's higher than a 7 here.
Yeah.
What should I do?
Um,
Uh,
8 or 9. I'm like right there. I really think
with the
with
girls, the
the
shadow
shadow figures, the
shadow figures,
girls. Do you think the man in blue is intelligent too?
I think the man in blue is intelligent.
Yeah.
If we go, the woman on the top of the lighthouse, we said it could be either. We can throw her in the mix.
Yeah. I think the only thing, gosh, I'm going back to the residual a second. Do we think, even though there wasn't a whole lot reported, but they talk about how the shipwrecks that have happened, the
Oh, yeah.
ghosts from there,
So you got thousands of people that have died underneath this lighthouse.
yeah. And they say that the light kind of beckons them too.
Yeah.
So I think there's more residual here than we think,
I
than we're
I'm
scoring.
I'm yeah. I think I'm picking up what you're putting down there.
Sure.
Sure.
I was gonna is it a 7? Is it an 8? Is it as you think it's as high as the Vinoy?
I I think it I think it is, but it's not reported, or there's not enough to convince me. I
That
think the
it's an
potential is there. So I'm gonna have to go 7 just
7.
because
I don't
um
it's hard to go to an 8. I think
it's
I can
hard
go
to
to
go
a
to
7,
yeah.
but I think it's just too hard to go to an 8.
Can comfortably go to a 7 because of that. But if they were like, "Oh yeah, we're seeing like what we had with uh I can't remember that Foul Lock or whatever that is, the beach, where
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
thousands
Alan.
of ghosts walking back and forth along the beach, and I'd be like, dude, man,
Yeah.
if we're seeing the Titanic roll up on the shores of St. Augustine and people come walking out like in Ghostbusters 2, I'd be like,
Yes.
Or yeah, Saint Francis rolling up on a ship coming to attack the Spaniards again.
yeah, right. Um, so yeah, so I'm gonna go 7. I'm gonna give a bonus point for what they were talking about with the ships and everything, but there's just not enough accounts to convince me to go to an 8 or even higher than that.
Yeah, and with that said, I think I'm at an 8 on the intelligence.
I'm good with an 8 on the intelligent. Hey, poltergeist.
Got doors being opened up. You got
Got,
the
got somebody's shoelace being tied to the
shoelace being tied.
to the
Uh,
steps. I'm down
got,
for that. Mischievous
you,
or not.
yeah, you got the
We got
shade.
the
Chair.
we got that oil can being picked up and
Yeah,
dropped.
you got people being
Um,
touched and engulfed. I don't know how you want
and enveloped or what do
to.
we got? Engulfed?
What's the word they use? It in seized by shades? Is that what
It
the
was
word
yeah, it was seized
seized by shades?
by shades.
Uh
Which website that was on? Oh yeah, it's seized.
yeah, seized by
Incidences of being touched or seized by shades.
music boxes popping on by themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh what else?
Yeah, bolted doors from the
Yeah.
night before being wide open the next day.
Footprints.
Right. The child's footprints, the wet footprints on the
Yeah.
floor.
I
are
don't
muddy.
know.
Do you consider the hide and seek poltergeist activity?
No, but that would definitely be intelligent.
And I think I got to raise the intelligence.
You want to go
playing
9?
playing hide and seek.
Yeah, several rounds of it too. It wasn't like they just did it like once.
I'm gonna have to go 9 on
I
that.
will give like a point to object for that though, because of the EMF spiking
Yeah.
and stuff. I think
Oh yeah.
that's good for object. So yeah,
Poltergeist
poltergeist is
activity.
good.
I
It's not
think I'm
great.
right there with Vinoy and Miami. Maybe one
So
lower actually.
I was actually gonna go 6.
Yeah. I think the poltergeist activity in Vinoy and Biltmore it might actually
What
be
date is
better.
it?
And I'm with you. I think I might go 6 here.
Yeah. But I think the non-human here is the highest of the night. Well,
Yeah. The lingering of dread and
foreboding.
foreboding and fear.
Yeah.
Being
And I'm
chased.
sorry. That bit.
That's not a blue man.
No, that's non-human. That's a shadow figure. And that thing was all over the place and active.
Yeah. I'm gonna put the non-human here. I think the non-human here is like an 8.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Not.
No, God, I'm almost tempted to give the history here a 10.
I am at a 10 on the history.
Yeah.
You have this place, it's pretty much as old as America. I mean, it's only
Even
been really
1589, it's older than America.
well, yeah. Yeah, 1776 is when America was
Stressed.
born, but I'm talking about it's as old as when America was conquered. So I would probably yeah, and the wars, the battles,
Grandmother.
uh everything
How
that
many
this
times
thing
it's changed
is
hands from pirates
everything
to Spaniards
yeah,
to and
ev
changing going from a watchtower to a lighthouse and then
yeah,
destroying the lighthouse and building a new one and the the residence burning
e
down and being rebuilt and
yeah.
yeah,
I
it,
have to give this a 10
it's
here.
got to be a 10. It's great history. Civil War stuff.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Where?
Okay. So manifestations,
It's quite a bit.
and I'm just gonna kind of do this
Yeah, there's
because this that's just stuff. Usually you don't get
Drip.
good pictures like
multiple people thought this woman brought her child on a tour with her
yeah,
and asked her about her.
yeah.
You have the girl on the bench. You have the lighthouse
Cheryl.
chick at the top. You have the shadow figure running up and down the stairs, chasing
The man
people.
in blue, the
The man in blue. Uh, hell, the cigar smoke. Uh,
the the girls, they've seen the girls.
I've seen the girls multiple times peeking around corners, and
Yeah.
uh, it is this as good as Biltmore at a 10?
I think it is.
I think it is too. I think this is a 10 on the manifestations. It's
Yeah.
just everywhere. There's a plethora. It's like everything, any person that's ever died here is showing up.
Down.
Um, yeah. That is just it's a 10.
Mhm.
The audio here. You got the footsteps.
Got the footsteps. You got the giggling for the
Got the
girls.
You got the guy falling to his death crying. Ah!
Yeah.
You got the can dropping.
Yeah.
What else do we got? Music boxes going off.
Music box is going off. Uh, Giggling in the woods behind the watchtower.
No talking inside the lighthouse that I saw. But giggling and children's laughter on both sides. Going upstairs, so he goes upstairs,
Hold.
coming back down the stairs.
Yeah, I gotta say that the window opening and closing.
Brother.
Oh yeah, window opening, closing.
Audio.
That's it's quite a bit of audio.
Yeah. Gosh. Oh yeah, footsteps upstairs. Mhm.
I'm just
Bed.
seeing if there's anything else here.
I am kind of looking.
That's kind of it though for the audio.
Lone staff member was closing up for the night, her giggling at the top of the tower.
Yeah.
And to head back town. Heard some giggles from below. Stunning. Took the okay. Yeah, that's the shoelace tied. Okay, that's the hide and seek.
Torturer. Yes.
Yes.
Why did mine sound like a question and yours answered it?
Yes. Huh.
That's kind of it.
Kind of it. So okay, so we got 6 and 7 going for audio so far. 6 for Vinoy, 7 for Biltmore. Does it stack up to those?
I'm kind of right there with the Vinoy at a 6. I
Yeah,
think the
I'm down for
Biltmore
a 6.
has more still.
Yeah. I agree.
Abused.
I think this one's the highest on the emotional feels.
Yes. Foreboding.
And there's actual physical touching too.
Fear, not just physical contact, seizing
By shades. Touching and seizing. Not to mention, shoelace being tied. They're, in the Ghost Hunter thing, they talked about someone reported being pushed down the stairs.
Pushed down the stairs, yeah. I remember that.
So we know there's been physical contact. We know, and then feelings of dread and foreboding.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I guess we gotta put
Buried.
the cigar smoke in there with it because that's a scent.
cigar smoke's in there too. Gosh, I think I'm at an 8 or a 9 here. I like the fact that there's actually feelings of an emotion.
Yeah, I'm at a 9 here.
I'm down for a 9. Objects. We got the can, we got the window, we got doors.
You got the EMF.
We got the EMF meter. That's got to count. So if
Yeah.
we look at the poltergeist activity at a 6, um, plus
I
the EMF meter.
I think this is actually one where objects is higher than the
Yeah,
poltergeist activity,
I agree.
and I think it correlates with the other two, and I think I'm at a 7.
I think I'm at a 7 too. I think that's 7 across the board.
Oh,
Danger level.
here's the interesting one for the night.
I
I
th-
think this place is
Can
dangerous.
you feel?
I think so too. Not as
Considering
dangerous. I think
chased
it's
the
more
dude all
dangerous
the way
than
up
the
and
other
all
two.
the way down.
Not to mention, being pushed and seized
Pushed and seized
and
by
seized by shades. So shadow figures seizing your ass.
Pet.
the stalking, there's something here, and it's making itself known, and it's not scared
I
of
almost
you.
want to take the non-human to a 9, but I'm gonna table that for a second. Um,
I I'm not at a 10 on the danger.
no,
I'm almost at a 10 on the danger.
I'm I'm easily at an 8, and I can argue a 9.
I'm thinking a 9 here. And I
Yeah.
just
So
think that
if I go 8, so I'm kind of in the same boat. Only if I go 8 on danger, then I'd go 9 on non-human.
Never.
if you go 8
So
on danger,
so
you go 9 on non-human.
yeah, because the whole touched and seized by shades, that's plural.
Yeah, that is
So there's more than one shadow figure going about here. So that's kind of bugging me. Now, if I go 9 on danger, then I'll stay at an 8 on non-human.
I can see a argument to be 9 on both.
Yeah.
The fact that it stalks it and enjoys chasing you all the way up and all the way back down.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. This is something I've never seen
That's
in
that's
any paranormal show
that's the holy grail
since.
almost, man. That's
That's the holy grail of paranormal evidence right there, because it was continually messing with them the whole night, and they were
all night.
constantly seeing it on camera.
Yeah. Not just by the
Scream.
visible eye, but actually on camera, capturing it on camera.
Yeah. And that rarely happens. I mean, yeah, I've seen stuff where, you know,
I'm at a 9 on the danger, bro.
yeah,
I have to be. I there's something there, and it enjoys
it,
doing.
it seems to be, it seems to be sadistic. It seems to enjoy
Phone.
scaring the shit out of you. Why does it
Yeah.
keep saying phone?
I wonder why.
Who?
What do you mean who? You. Why do you keep saying phone?
But again,
Keeps
I like the argument for bringing non-human up to 9. The multiple the how they plural shades.
yeah. And being seized. That's like somebody grabbing you and holding you.
Yes. Again, that's why my danger level is so high.
Yeah.
Knife.
I can easily put non-human at a 9. I think I have to, now that you pointed it out. I'm switching it to 9,
Okay.
Dave.
Okay. So what do you think about the poltergeist activity? If you're being seized by a shadow figure.
That I have to go back, Dave, to the
Ray.
person fighting for their life and being held up against their wall.
Yeah.
It's not as good as being thrown across the room.
No, but I mean, but it wasn't by a shadow figure. It was like invisible. You
Yes.
couldn't see it. And
Couldn't
that's
see
the only thing that kind of sways me from calling it poltergeist activity, but it's somebody who's being physically held.
Yeah.
I'm down for a 9 on the non-human for sure. But
Do we give an extra point to poltergeist activity? Being seized, that's a pretty big deal.
something seized, just that word, the
Yeah.
thesaurus on that is impressive, because I mean, otherwise it's like, oh, being held down
Yeah.
or being frozen in place. No, you were seized.
You were
Somebody
taken. Seized means
something
taken.
grabbed you.
A
Seized. Yeah, you were grabbed.
Shades
Yeah.
took
Shade.
you.
Shook. Yeah. This is like something out of Ghost, when that shadow thing's gonna grab you and pull you down to hell.
Take you away, drag
You're
you to
like,
hell.
ah!
No, see, I'm rethinking the definition of seize. That means being taken, like taken over, like you seized a castle. I seized your phone from you because you were getting bad grades.
Farther.
Okay. And mine just said farther. So what about okay, so the definition of seized is to take hold of suddenly and forcibly.
What happened to me?
Evidently, you're taken forcibly.
Yeah, whatever. Or if you think about it this way, also, something about being seized is like being taken over.
Yeah.
So could that be a possession?
Okay, I'm gonna
Of
put the
some sort?
poltergeist activity. I'm gonna leave it where it's at,
I'm gonna leave it at a 6.
but I'm putting the danger at a 10.
Okay, I'm down for that. I'm down for that. I'm down for that.
Royal.
That is royal.
Holy seized, Dave. The more I think about that word, it's just like either some really good writing or
Or
wow.
damn.
Holy
That's a
shit.
dangerous. Yeah,
And the only reason I don't
would-
adjust the poltergeist activity again is because you're seeing the shadows, shades,
shades
plural,
grabbing
do it.
you. That's the only thing that's dissuading me from
If that was
putting
an
it to
unseen force doing that,
yeah. If it was like people feel being seized, I'd be
Yeah.
like poltergeist.
yes.
But then
I
and then I would drop the non-human. Yeah.
Yeah. My danger level will still be high, but the non-human level would drop, the poltergeist activity would go up.
Yeah.
I agree with you there.
I'm totally
What's that score?
That gets our top dog of the night at an 83.
83. That's got to put it in top 5, Dave.
No.
Really?
That puts us right around 10 or 11, actually.
Wow.
I mean, of this season, yeah.
Of this season, okay.
1, 2.
Number 4 this season?
Touch.
5.
5.
Number 5 this season.
Wow.
If we count our look back episode, which we already did.
Oh, that's amazing. That's still a really good score. Dave, I'm just going to put a big fat H next to this one.
Oh yeah. Capitals, put some like
asterisks,
some sunbeam coming out of it. Something like that.
Burnt.
It burnt.
Burnt. Yeah.
Burn that H into the paper. This is a fucking haunted location. This is I'm gonna put that third level on there because there's active, haunted, and then fucking haunted. And this is fucking haunted.
Fucking haunted. Wow. Yeah. St. Augustine Lighthouse. I'm glad we redid this one.
Yeah, me too. I really wanted to score. It would have been great on a look back episode.
But I'm glad we did it live.
Glad we did this. and that way we can actually do those cryptids that we did before, and that kind of fits our thing. So I'm glad. I'm like, no, we're doing Florida.
Where?
I want to do Florida. It's in Florida, St. Augustine. Yeah, I was like, oh, we got to do that one again. I mean, we could have had our pick. We could have thrown a rock at what we talked about in St. Augustine and picked any one of those, and it would have been good.
Lady of the Night.
Haven't heard that in a while.
All right. So, what do you think, bro?
I think fucking Florida.
Florida is nice.
Phenomenal. With a 73.5, so a 74.
I have 73.75, but yeah. 74 average score.
Write down the 80, 83, 59, 72.
Yep. I think I made it 73.
What is that?
With Paranormal.
Oh, okay. I was like, huh?
I was like, no, I think I said 73, but I think, I just gotta.
Hey, you did all the math today.
Yeah, I think, I don't know why, but I had wrote Biltmore down as 73, but on the spreadsheet it's 72. So,
oh, okay.
That's my bad. Or maybe we changed the score at some point. I don't know, but
wow. Florida's no joke, folks.
Joke. I mean, the Vinoy was fun.
Yeah.
Definitely active, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, good. Like I said, I was talking about when we were coming back from break. If you want to get your feet wet and have a cool paranormal experience without having to worry about things, Vinoy would be a great place to kind of start.
Yeah.
You know, kind of get your, jump into the paranormal world. Whereas if you want a little bit of danger in life, go ahead and head down to the Biltmore. If you're not worried about being attacked and you want to get that experience, go ahead and head over to St. Augustine Lighthouse. Or you might
never know.
Well, that is our show for tonight. Next Sunday we are taking off for Easter.
So happy Easter, everybody.
On the 9th, but we will be back on the 16th at our normal scheduled time at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 6 Pacific, 9 Eastern.
Cryptids Part 6.
Cryptids Part 6. Yeah. And we're going to talk about one of Dave's favorites. What we got next week or in 2 weeks?
Yeah, we got the.
Oh yeah.
Do we want to spill the beans?
Oh yeah, we can. I mean, we're gonna bunyip.
We're gonna talk about the bunyip, the thunderbird, and the yativeo.
Yativeo. So
that's something I've been wanting to talk about for a while. So I'm excited to finally get that one in.
Yeah. David really has been wanting to talk about that for a while.
We've been looking at that and I'm like, man, I like this one. I even saved it. I saved the website like way back in the beginning. I'm like, I'm going to use this at some point.
Oh yeah.
So it'll be our first plant-based cryptid. So I'm aside from the Moss Man and the Leshy, which had like plants and stuff growing on them.
Yeah.
This is an actual
What is that?
This can be interesting. That's gonna be an interesting one to talk about. I think all three of them are actually gonna be really interesting to talk about. I'm really interested in that bunyip.
Bunyip. I'm not quite sure how we're gonna score that because that's gonna be That's going to be interesting to describe.
Yeah, it's described very interestingly.
Yes.
But before we go, I want to thank Spot Guy.
Guy.
Spot Guy.
For sodcasting. I spot a guy.
Spot Spotify for podcasting. Without them, you wouldn't hear our voices out there on all your favorite places like Spotify, Google Podcast, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and of course our Amazon Music. What they allow us to do is take the audio portion of our live podcast and put it out there for you folks. They're a great way to start your podcast. They help sponsor you when you first start off. And as you continue growing your fan base and get better with your podcast, and they're great to stick with because not only do they grow with you, but they actually help you with more sponsorships down the road. And of course, I want to thank StreamYard. I almost said the other one, Dave, for the multicasting to our favorite places like our Facebook, Spiritual Spirits with JD, Twitch, and of course the YouTube Spiritual Spirits with John Dave, or at Spiritual Spirits. They're at Spiritual Spirits. And of course, thank you to Scare Network for allowing us to be part of their family and allowing us to put, again, as Dave said, Faces for Radio on their network and talk about our exclusives there. Again, folks, it's only $4.99. Go ahead and head over to scarenetwork.tv, subscribe for $4.99 a month, or do like I did, man. Get the annual subscription, save yourself $20 a year, and only spend $40 and see their plethora of original content on there. So that's all the time we have for tonight. Hope everybody has a great Easter with their family, however you decide to observe it, whether it be pagan or Christian or whatever you decide to do, and have fun. All I say is have fun with your family. Enjoy the time that you get with them. Exactly. Dave, any last words?
No.
All right.
It was a good show. I'm really happy. A lot of aha moments.
Yeah.
Some great stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to next time. So yeah, we won't see you next week, but we'll see you the week after. Again, hit the like, subscribe, turn your notifications on so you know when the next episode's coming. That's it, bro.
All right, let's get the hell out of here. Exit stage left and hit the outro.
Bye, everybody.